watching Gov's Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
Tony, welcome to Go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
Alright, you go in, Tony.
Good. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knock 'em Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking 'em dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, that Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio.
I just want to say thanks for making my millennium. Oh my gosh, wow. It's a love fest.
Yeah, you heard that story.
Yeah.
So I guess should I tell it again?
Oh, yeah, if you want. I mean, yeah.
You know, you guys are into comedy. Does it really help when somebody gives the punchline?
mic is live and clear for you and all to hear. Now someday, knock 'em dead. Comedy show.
Good morning, everybody. It is Friday. Welcome to the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Show here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're watching from. Please share the link. And on all your socials, tell everybody you know about all the great shows here at Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. We are coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. Peter is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, everybody.
And we are awaiting the arrival. Have you heard from her?
You know, I texted you. And I was going to text Rosie, but I figured she was here already, so I did not text Rosie.
This is not
unusual, or it is.
Yeah,
not?
it's not unusual for her. But I usually do hear from her. You know, she'll say, "Okay, I'm on Hempstead Turnpike. Have the door open." I'm like, "All right, calm down." But I'm sure she's on her way, and it'll be fun. I've been wanting to talk to her because the other night she was in here. She was on Chris Roach's new podcast.
Yes, I saw that.
And they did a nice job.
That's great. Chris Roach is a funny freaking guy.
Man, he is outrageous.
I don't know, man. That's a pro.
That's it. Yeah.
He just can deliver his lines and his comedy, and it's just funny.
A guy like sometimes I watch guys like him, and I'm like, all right, why am I even bothering?
Yeah.
You know, and Richie Byrne actually says that sometimes. He's like, some of these other people need to get out of the way so the real comedians can get work. He says.
You know, it was funny because all my stuff I get on my feeds. So just this thing of Dave Chappelle shows up. That's a genius.
Oh, yeah.
That guy, and you know who I didn't appreciate? What I do appreciate now, my sons used to watch it all the time, was Kay and Peele.
Oh, sure. Those guys were funny.
Let me tell you, not that I didn't get into it, or I didn't think they were. I just wasn't, I didn't see it. And then I started watching those guys.
Both of them.
Funny.
Yeah. Very talented guys. Jordan Peele especially. Like, it just seems like that guy can do anything. He does some dramatic shit too.
Yeah, he does it all. He and the big thing he does lately is I'm going to escape, and I'm a big, huge Penn State fan. Coach Franklin.
Oh, okay.
You ever see Coach Franklin?
Yes.
So he looks like him.
Yes, he does.
So he comes to the practices dressed as Coach. Yeah. Not that he has to do much except put a pair of glasses on.
Right.
You know, and so I don't know. You're right, but these guys. I mean, and Chris Roach. He got his thing with.
With Kevin James.
Kevin James and another nice guy. I met him.
Yeah, I met him here once.
Yeah, I met him at a
really nice.
You know where I met him?
No.
I met the Mets honored me for a veteran of the game.
Oh, really? They did one of those with you?
Yeah. And,
no kidding.
So what an amazing. You want to talk about a humble experience? It was.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there and. Oh God! That police officer McDonald,
Stephen McDonald.
Stephen McDonald. He's a season ticket holder.
Okay.
And his son was there, and Kevin James has his seats almost right behind home plate.
Right.
But they put you in this box with chairs like this, not in the stadium seats.
Yeah. Right.
You are carte blanche as a veteran of the game.
And you sit there the whole game, right?
The whole game.
Nice.
And then they give you the flag. It happened to be Ruben Tejada. Not Tejada. The kid who got hurt his leg in this playoffs against.
Oh yeah, that's Tejada. Yeah,
he was the one who represented me the flag. Anyway,
oh no kidding. Oh wow.
So a real honor I got was when Stephen McDonald, after they had honored me, he thanked me like this guy's a hero.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And he's thanking me.
Yeah.
You know, and
humbling,
then,
like you said.
And then Kevin James got up out of his seat to come over. I was walking back to my seat, and here she is, Rosie girl. That's Zorkala. And hold on, let me just get up for Rosie. I'm sorry,
What's up?
sweetie.
Sorry, guys. I had a little bit of a mommy issue this morning.
Oh boy.
I want to make sure she was okay before I left.
Okay.
Is she okay?
She's fine. She's good.
Your mother.
You tied her
My
up so
mom.
nothing
I tied
can
her up.
happen.
Good.
You know, my mother's like, I feel so dizzy.
Is
Let
she
me go
okay?
take a shower. Take a shower.
No,
just
you're
said-
dizzy.
She's right.
Right.
I'm always dizzy. I'm like, I'm gonna wait till you get out of the shower.
Yeah.
She's fine.
Your mother lives with you?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's good. That
She's
she
fine.
lives with you. Okay,
Yeah, she's
good.
She's fine.
Wow.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
You always worry.
You always
yeah.
worry. You worry about your kids. You worry about your
Everything.
parents. You worry. Now you worry about your grandkids. You just
Oh,
worry.
No, everybody. There's a list.
What the?
Look, come on. Huh? I don't know if we could show.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go close the
I
door
don't
out
think
there
he has
with you.
any other bakery sponsors.
Bakery. Let me tell you something. I've been going to this place. I'm living here 31 years.
Yeah. Where is it?
It's I guess Wantor Seafood on Merrick Road, across from Salpino's.
Oh, I like stuff. Oh, I know where that is.
Yeah, right across the street.
It has the it's very colorful outside.
Yes.
It's like in a little
Yeah.
row.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm going 31 years. I'm going there since I moved here.
Oh, I know. I used to go to a chiropractor next door to that.
Yeah, now it's I don't know what it is next door. It's like some sort of beauty. There was a woman outside, and she's just standing out there, and she's waiting for the place to open. She's getting her eyeliner tattooed. I'm like, women, you hurt yourselves.
I would
like,
love
what?
to do that.
Why?
Every
Why would you
morning
do
I
that?
do and I use it.
That's gotta hurt.
I don't use like a pencil. I use a gel pen. And it's so difficult to get
Tony.
right. And I use
Women
more,
are hurting themselves.
I
Yes.
use more
And they don't even need to.
Q-tips
No,
in the
they don't
morning.
need to.
Like-
I have so many Q-tips to clean around, and then it goes in here, and then it makes my eye black, and I got to get out of the middle, and then I got to make sure it's even, and then this side went out, and this side is flat, and they got to match it up. It's like a
But
whole
what-
thing.
I'm just going to tell you. So the woman, I don't know how old she was, maybe 35, between 35 and 40. Not dressed, she had sweats on. I wanted to tell her, you look,
Yeah.
just right now the way you are standing at it, you look fine.
I'm with Peter on that.
But yeah, she's going to hurt herself. So here you are, right? You beautiful.
Thank you.
Right? You got a nice dress, your lipstick, whatever you had to do. And your mother, you're worried about your mother, but yet you still, women are like, they would think they're fat.
Yeah. Oh,
ridiculous.
I looked at a video that Eric Half took of me last night on stage, and I was like,
No.
oh my God, I
Stop.
look like I'm wearing I'm an apricot.
Stop
I look like
it.
an apricot.
You
He's
look
like, would
beautiful.
you
I saw the
please
pictures. You look
shut up?
beautiful.
An apricot.
We're hard on ourselves.
Well,
I was wearing
so are
like
the guys.
a peach-colored romper thing, and it was like on stage it was the same color as my skin. So I felt like I was wearing. I felt like I was. Hey, I'm wearing skin tone. Look at me.
Where
I'm
are
used
these
to
pictures?
black. And Danny
Eric Half?
Calabrese convinced me. He convinced me I had a little denim jacket on.
Okay, to take it off.
And I was standing. He's like, "You're gonna go on stage with that? It has holes on it."
Did you perform last night, or you just?
I did. I
okay.
performed, and I said, "But it's supposed to have holes in it." He goes, "Yeah, but that looks like you need a new one now." And I was like, "Oh shit!" So then I'm like, "But it's so."
You listen to Danny.
I love that guy. And he's like, "Take it off." See, and he's like, "Shake out your hair." So I'm like, he's like, "Go out like that." And I looked in the mirror before I went. I'm like, "I look like a fucking maniac." So I'm standing there in the mirror in the green room, like right before I'm flattening we're crazy.
Now, where was the show last? Here. Okay.
Governors. I was with
Good.
Johnny Antitomaso,
My nephew.
your nephew.
That Fanoik.
That Fanoik, he has a hot girlfriend, and she had
I
a
know,
team
Alexa.
of people there.
Yeah. Alexa.
Yeah, she's adorable.
Oh, she's great. Her family's amazing too.
Good. That's
you know?
good to hear. She's a beauty, and she's so sweet. She has such
Very-
like a
you know what she does?
welcoming. She has a welcoming smile.
Yeah,
Well, I know
very.
she works at the dance school. She told me,
She
and she's on the Today Show.
Yes, she's a producer on the Today Show.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And she just had a birthday, so happy birthday, Alexa.
Yes, Alexa, happy birthday
She
from
is.
Uncle Pete.
I'm so happy for him. Like
He had a girlfriend before, which we all loved her. Like, but you have to be happy.
yeah.
So whatever the situation was, I'm not going to get into my nephew's love life, but for whatever it is, it didn't work out, with the other girl. Now he's got Alexa. I think she's the girl for him.
Everybody's phones are going crazy right now.
And you know why?
He said Alexa. Never mind.
Oh,
Never mind.
Oh yeah. See, Tony. That
And
goes
it's
right
funny,
over
he
my
has a
head,
new
Tony.
joke about her being Alexa and him
Yeah.
having.
Yeah, he has
and
that
Alexa,
joke,
he
yeah.
had to change the name of Alexa because
his
every time
girlfriend.
he said something.
But she, what's
would
great
go
about
off.
her? She's not materialistic.
No, and she's sweet.
Very sweet. I love her. And
I get a very good vibe from her, and I'm really
without a
happy for him
doubt.
because I think he is just the cutest, nicest kid. I call him a kid because he is so much younger.
Well, I know.
But he is just like I love the kid. He's so nice to me.
the best.
Like, he's not like, oh, she's older. He's just
No,
like,
no,
he
no.
treats me like he would one of his friends that, he graduated high school with.
Him and my son, they're like two brothers. And my other son, older than both of them. But I used to take them all over the place with me when they were kids. Ask him the stories. He loves it. Like, and here we are with we do comedy together.
I think that's so great. I love that. And then you get wings.
And then we get wings.
Wanto for the wings.
See? And look, Capri Bakery. Rosie. Come on, don't tell me no.
I just had an apple.
I don't know what an apple. That's not food.
Yeah, but I'm trying.
Stop.
Trying what?
To do what?
We're always trying.
You look great.
Thank you.
I have a
look,
thing.
I even got black and whites.
He's not talking about bakeries.
No.
Yeah.
They call them half moons upstate, the cookies, black and white.
Never heard of it.
My sister-in-law, she is from Manlius near Syracuse.
Okay.
And
look at these cookies.
she thinks it's fascinating that we call them black and whites. They call them half moons.
What are they supposed to call them?
Half moons. That's what everybody else calls them except New Yorkers. We call them black and whites. They call them half moons.
I have no idea.
These
two are jelly.
Where are the callers on the cookie? I want to know what your opinion is on the cookie. What do you call this cookie?
Black and white.
Black and white.
I call it black and white.
I have no idea.
I was in North Carolina. I asked for a butter roll. They gave me a hamburger roll with butter on it.
Oh, my
Come
God.
on.
I swear.
I would have thrown it out.
Even-
I did. I was like, what is... So I said,
for
give me an
you.
English muffin. They gave me an English muffin, not toasted. I was like, what's wrong with you people? Yeah. I'm never going back.
They have no idea. They have no clue.
I love it here. I'm never moving.
Never.
Never.
It's funny you say that, Tony.
Oh, these are good.
Everybody tells me, New York, how do you stay here?
Easily.
You know what I hear from everybody when I go visit? Oh, you got to come to this place. The guy opened up a pizzeria. He's from Brooklyn. I said, yeah,
Right.
but he ain't in Brooklyn.
That's right.
So I don't want to hear it. Don't
Right.
take me. I
don't need to go there. I can go to Brooklyn.
Yes, but you know what? The pizza and the bagels in spots like North Carolina, they've gotten much better. Like,
So what?
I can see it in the time from when my in-laws moved down there
Stop.
to now. It was awful. Now it's
All right, good for them, but you can still get the best
now
here.
it's like it's never going to be here,
Right.
but it's gotten better because so many New Yorkers and
Yeah, but it doesn't
Northeasterners
mean-
are there.
You know what it is?
Some of them bring water. They have water
No,
bottles.
that's not true. That's not true.
That's what they tell me.
No, that's not true.
You can't bring water?
I didn't say you can't. I'm saying it's not true.
I didn't fucking know.
Because
No,
I asked the guy.
What's not true is the
they're-
water part.
They're not
that they're
bringing the water. They're not bringing. They may filter the water.
Yeah.
Like, because, first of all, New York City water, not Long Island.
Yeah.
The 5 boroughs of New York is rated the best water because it actually literally comes from the Catskill Mountains,
Yes.
the reservoir.
Yeah.
Literally. That's so.
And meanwhile, bottled water is only 10% spring.
Right.
The rest of it is all
Like,
tap.
Yeah, it's all probably just filtered
Tony,
water.
Palm Springs, you think they're standing there with the
Right.
cap? Like
Right.
this with the bottle?
Well, that's what they say. They come and they whoop,
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
by one.
No, not happening.
No, okay.
But
That's
anyway,
what
you know
they
what it
say.
is? So I tell my cousin,
It's not true.
It's not true. I go to Florida every year, not for as a snowbird, but I go and I tell my cousin Mike, don't bring me to the place that the guys from Staten Island or Brooklyn or whatever, because they always close. Like the next year when I go back, that place is closed done
Yes.
because they suck. I says, Mike, you just go get the Del Giorno's pizza from. Just get that.
Yeah,
It's
make,
better.
Make your own sauce and put a
No,
little.
the Del Giorno's, the frozen.
Yeah.
They're not making it down there. Those people.
Those people.
They're not.
They don't know how to make it down there.
I went-
They can't even make a butter roll.
Exactly. They give them a god. Listen.
Even for you to complain about a butter on bread.
That's right.
Is bad.
Well,
That's
how do you
right.
get? Well, wait. That's what I'm saying. A butter roll. They don't even know they don't know what a Kaiser roll is.
Well,
Right.
my girlfriend
Right.
Janet's been living down in North Carolina since we were in college.
Right.
And when she comes up, you know where she wants to go right away?
McDonald's.
No.
Burger King.
7-Eleven to get a buttered roll and a cup of coffee
No,
from
see, I'm not
7-Eleven.
getting a butter roll from 7-Eleven.
Well, you know they have those packaged
Yes,
ones.
no, they're
but they
okay.
have a certain taste. They're
You know what
different than other buttered
Yeah,
rolls.
they
have,
smear it with 10 pounds of butter on it.
you have
right.
to take. Oh, come on, you don't take that off
No,
the plastic.
I rub it on my face.
Well, that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
Good morning, Mr. Rusiello, sir.
Good morning, guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can I clarify about living in Florida and comparing the food from the 5 boroughs
Well,
and Long Island?
I wouldn't term it as clarify. You can try to justify it, but you will lose.
Okay. There is absolutely nothing that's made in New York, all right, that Florida can duplicate.
Correct.
They're close. They're close. They're
Close
getting
isn't
better.
good enough.
they're getting better.
You'll agree that things
No,
have gotten much better.
they're
since
getting better 'cause
the
you-
Northeast has
They got
taken
much
over
better.
the
They got
Carolinas
much
and
better.
Florida.
But it's still not
the
here.
Italian delis down here, all right, it's a good invitation, but there's nothing that they can ever duplicate. That's 100%. There's some great pizzerias down here, but they're not the Bronx and Brooklyn pizzerias, or even Long Island pizzerias.
So what you're saying is you regret moving and you wish you were still
I don't regret it at all. I don't
Where
regret
are you?
this is paradise.
This is your buddy
I
John
don't regret it
from-
at all. I've been keep on telling you.
I mean, you
all
have
right?
to have some things that you're not going to get if you're going to make a change like that. You got to accept
Well, you
that
can
you're
get
going to have the
everything.
good and the
Well,
bad.
then why make the
Everything.
change? Why make
Because
the
he
change?
likes the weather, and it's a different way of life. He doesn't want to be in the traffic
John,
on
when
the
you coming
fucking
up to
Bell
New York?
Parkway.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
it's the living conditions down here is 10 times better than any place I've ever lived.
Stop it.
I lived upstate New York. I lived.
Well,
I
you're going to
lived in
compare upstate. you, John, that's like.
come on.
Literally what I tell you.
Listen, Long Island. If you live in Long Island, and I'm not born and raised in Long Island, I'm a Queens guy. But even where I lived in Queens, we live in the best part of the state because you got some of the best beaches around. And if you're a fisherman,
You got everything.
and if you want to go an
Entertainment,
hour
sports.
away, you could go hiking.
Right.
Like
Right.
camping. It's
Sports, entertainment, beaches.
nothing better.
Right. It's
you know-
all here.
I want to tell you, I watch the Food Channel a lot. You listening, John? And there was a chef
I'm listening
on.
to you, Numa.
There was a chef from Cipriani's. You know Cipriani's?
Yeah. Sure.
Italian chef from Italy. He's the head chef over there. He was on a TV show.
Yeah.
And the guy asked him, "Is the Italian food in New York City better than Italy?" And he said, "Without a doubt, New York City is better."
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "New York City has to be the best in everything. Like we have the best Asian food. I don't care what it is.
Oh, I love Korean food.
Because you have to be. Because there's so many places, and if you're not standing out as, the best."
Yeah, that makes sense.
And he said, this is a guy who was born and raised in Italy, grew up in Italy, was a chef in Italy. He goes, and he didn't even say Cipriani. He just said, take any 5 best restaurants in New York City, better than any of the 5 best restaurants in Italy.
Yeah,
So-
but in Italy, you can go to these little towns and have like a nonna make you something.
No, but you could there's places here like you don't realize in the boroughs, like Mama's of Corona. You ever hear of that place?
Yes, that's where the nonnas, they make whatever they want.
No,
they just feed
no.
you.
Mama's of Corona is a deli
Oh.
that the Mets. Same thing. You go in there and they're cooking. The lady, the mother, or whoever it is cooking.
Right.
Everything. You're talking about known as the restaurant that was in the movie.
The movie, yeah.
I didn't see
different.
the movie.
Yes.
No, that's in Staten Island.
That's Staten Island, right? John knows.
That's Staten Island. So let me ask you a question. Let me interrupt you. Let me ask you a question. You know, it's a mental thing. Like you come from Queens,
right?
So you can turn around and say to me, the best restaurant in Queens is Parkside.
Don
Tough
Peps.
Tony's joint. It's a great joint. I come from the Bronx.
Right.
I'm going to say, well, I've eaten there, but
Right.
it's not as good as Enzo's.
What I'm not disagreeing
The
with.
bottom line is it's all the same shit.
The bottom line is you didn't have to leave your neighborhood to go get the best Italian food.
Exactly right.
You
The
walk
bottom
down
line
the
is
block.
it's all the same stuff.
Right.
It's exactly like there's pizzerias. There's a pizzeria on Utopia Parkway. You
Right.
can't beat it. There's a pizzeria on Bronxdale Avenue. You can't beat
it.
It's mind over matter.
I agree with you 100%, John, because I always tell people you don't even know what good food is. When I was a kid growing up in Ozone Park, I didn't have to go with no more than 5 blocks to get the best pizza, to get the best Italian food, to get the best bakery. Whether it was a German bakery, an Italian bakery, it was it. Everything was in your neighborhood.
Listen, my father, God rest his soul, years and years ago, used to drive from the Bronx to go to the Glendale Bakery.
Right.
Because it was a German bakery.
Yes, a German bakery, right.
And you couldn't get the some kind of German streusel or whatever the fuck they called it. I don't know. All right.
It's a cheese Danish.
But he would drive out there. He'd say, oh, you got to go here. Meanwhile, there was 4 German bakeries in the Bronx. But he thought that was the best,
Right.
So it was New York City is a mega
the best.
I'm
never leaving
culinary,
New York.
A culinary place. It's great.
Right, so that's the point we've been making, that New York is the best.
I want to retire.
But
to
you
the
don't.
city.
But you're not
Eventually,
from
that's
Florida.
where
You don't
I'll
move
live.
Florida for food. Yeah, listen, I keep on telling you, and you're stubborn. I moved to Florida for medical reasons.
I know that.
Okay. So,
Well, Tony's got
when I
medical
stay
issues
in
too,
Long
but he
Island,
ain't leaving.
I loved Long Island. I loved it. Did I like shoveling snow? No.
Yeah, but I don't
Did
shovel
like-
snow.
Doesn't snow anymore here.
Well, that's true.
You moved at the
But
wrong
John,
time.
you got to get somebody to come shovel it for you. I don't even go
I
outside
had
now.
somebody to come shovel it for me, but you know what?
That's what we have kids for.
Right.
I'm a nut. It's never as good. It's never
Yeah, but
good.
who cares, John? Listen to me. I'm retired 10 years, right?
Get a blowtorch.
And right, exactly. The few snowstorms we've had since I've been retired, I don't even go outside. Like I don't have no reason to go. I don't care if the snow's up to my freaking window. I'm not going. I don't need to go outside.
Right. A day or two and it's gone.
Yeah. And you know what's good?
Yeah.
Even in the wintertime, as long as the sun is shining, you're going to go for a walk. You ever go to Jones Beach in January? If it's sunny out, there's at least 50 people walking on that boardwalk.
Oh,
Yes.
same in Longboat.
Well,
She's
right,
on
right.
the boardwalk
I used to
all
go
the
to Floyd.
time.
What's that? Not Floyd Bennett.
Coney Island?
William Floyd.
Place. William Floyd. Thank you.
In Brooklyn?
I used to go to William Floyd and stuff.
Oh,
But
no,
anyway.
in Long Island.
William Floyd is
Yeah.
way out
Yeah,
east.
that's how, they still got Indians out there, I think.
Yes.
American Indians.
That's where the
Yeah.
Shinnecock. Yeah.
Right. Selling the
Native
cigarettes.
Americans.
For you. Wait till you hear me tonight.
Are you gonna do the belt buckle? Are you gonna do the
I'm
shoe
not saying-
buckle? Oh, I
did
love
you
that
take
joke.
Rosie out
That's
the
my
Avenue
favorite.
yet?
No,
Did I take
I
it?
haven't had time. My son this week he had the beach party, he had the graduation, he had the recital. I had to work. I got all kinds of personal shit
Rosie's still
blowing up.
playing Yes to the Dress, all this bullshit.
Yeah, I'm playing Yes to the
You're
Dress and say no
Rosie,
to
you're
the
queen of
fire
the
and say,
podcast.
you know.
You're on every podcast I look at. There you are.
Yeah.
I went on Chris
She's like a
Roach's
freaking Zorkala.
first one. I'm a comedy Zorkala.
Yeah, without a doubt. You're prostitute yourself in comedy. I love it.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, absolutely. Got to do what you got to do.
That's right.
I love
Love you guys. Have a great weekend,
All right, John.
everybody.
Always.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Okay,
I
see
have
you
a
later, bud.
question for Peter.
Okay.
Does your shirt, because you've been like
You know what
this,
it
say
says?
"Ma che cazzo"?
You know what it means, right?
I cannot. This is the best.
You don't know what it means?
Che
Ma
cazzo?
che cazzo.
Like
It means
what, the fuck? Okay.
See?
Thought so.
Really? And what it is? That's not Italy. What is
That's
that?
a prosciutto.
No, this is just the guy going like this.
Oh, it's a hand. Oh, you know there's an.
Oh, it's a hand going. Oh,
I thought it was a prosciutto.
I couldn't make it
You
out.
know what this means in Italian?
What this means?
Yeah.
No.
5 of these.
Really?
So this is worse, or this is worse?
This is just like,
Oh yeah, like
You know, but
Or,
this.
or you go like that. In England, that's what they do.
Yeah, yeah.
Instead of going,
They go up
they
like
just
this.
go.
Really?
But it's got to go up. You can't. You just don't go like this. You got
You
to.
got to go up like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're so weird. Talk about weird. They don't
That's
do.
why me and
They
Tony
don't.
can't
They,
leave.
they have the Brits.
right.
The Brits have the most disgusting teeth and the most
And the
disgusting
food.
food.
You talk about food.
I ate McDonald's when I went to London when I was young. I remember, and I eat everything, and I was just like. I went to get a hamburger at a bar the first day we were there. We're at like this Irish pub, and I said hamburger. It was chopped up ham melded together
I
on
would
a
throw up
bun
right
with
now.
mayonnaise and all this weird shit.
I would-
And
how'd you eat it?
I looked at it and I was like, a hamburger. He's like, yeah, you know.
No. We just got finished saying New York City. Not only New York City, but even the Northeast. Jersey,
Yeah.
Philly,
Sure.
Boston, even Connecticut. You know, it's the Italians that settled from Europe and came to the Northeast.
Yeah, there's some amazing restaurants in
They're-
Philadelphia and
yeah.
bakeries,
Oh,
and
you
in
ever go to the
Boston,
North
that
End in
Mike's
Boston?
cannoli.
No, even better.
You have
Forget
Mike's cannoli?
No, I'm gonna tell. See, this is Rosie. Don't know, Tony.
Rosie had Mike's cannoli.
I'm gonna tell
Mike's
you.
a lucky guy.
Mike is lucky.
Mike's cannoli. I waited
Mike
online.
cannoli's a
I
big
waited
one.
online for,
No, see,
for
that-
35 minutes for
I'll
his
take you down the
cannoli.
corner,
Wow.
Cafe di Sporto.
Oh,
Right
right
for-
on Broadway?
No, in right next 3 stores away from Mike's Cannoli. Better than Mike's Cannolis, and nobody goes there.
Oh.
And you know why that's the best one? When I first went up to Boston,
You've been told, bitches!
no, because people don't know. They don't know unless you got. When you go to a place, you got to explore. So the first, just like when I tell people, don't go to Little Italy, Manhattan. The guy's out on the street corner on Broome Street telling you to come into his restaurant. Why? I'm not going it. That's not the place. I'm gonna go far. So I went to Boston for the first time, and we're there. We're walking on Hanover Street, which is like the main street, and I see this line for the cannoli. Everybody said Mike's Cannolis, Mike's Cannolis. So I looked down the block. I didn't even know what the place was. I see an old woman. I thought it was my grandmother with the flower sundress.
Yep, sure.
The fat legs, and
Yep.
she's sitting there like this.
Fat
Look,
legs.
like this. Just sitting there like this on the stool. I'm going there. That's where I'm getting the cannoli. That's going to be I didn't even know it. It's going to be the best cannoli I ever ate.
And you were correct.
100%. I go to Boston every year. I go with my friend. He lives in Providence, and he's a guy who served in the Army. And we always go up to Boston for the day. He didn't even know about it. And I tell people from Boston, and then when I tell them to go to that place, they're like, oh my God, you're right.
Wow.
Same thing with the cheesesteaks in Philly, though. Everybody goes to Geno's.
Terrible. Angelo's.
A friend of mine.
No, they are. They're
a
terrible.
friend
I
of mine that's
believe
from
it.
Philadelphia that I know from Pearl Jam, and we see each other in a lot of different cities. He's like, when you come to see a show in Philly, don't go to because I'm like, at the end of the night. But this place isn't open late night. That's why those places are so
I
busy.
know.
But this place is, I think, called Delisandro's.
Yes, D'Alessandro's is delicious.
Oh my
Angelo's
God.
is good. Tony
With the
Luke's.
hot peppers.
Yes, delicious. There's one in Brooklyn. You ready? Fedorov's.
You're Fedorov.
Fedorov's on North.
You're fed off with this cannoli.
North 10th and Hat. You could have the cannoli.
No, I don't want anybody's cannoli. I'm so cannolied out right now.
After having Mike's?
I'm
You had Mike's
cannolied out.
cannoli, but you didn't have the
good.
best. Fedorov's in Brooklyn.
You know
North
where
10th
I
and
love the
Havermont.
cannoli, which is really weird.
Right here.
Oh, come on, Rosie. Don't be disgusted. You're a mother. You see what I'm saying? Folks, this is what I'm talking about.
No,
She's
Nick's.
a mother.
You're a mother.
No, Nick's in Rockville Center.
I never had it. I'll try
Okay.
it. I'll try it.
You know what I like about the cannoli there? It's the shell is almost like a light. I don't want to say phyllo dough because it's
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
but it's so light.
But what about the see,
and the
to me-
cream is not chunky and
Yes.
rigotte. It's like
Almost like ice cream.
yes, it's
Yeah,
light.
so
and
that's
it's
this
served
place, Cafe
cold.
de Sporto,
Oh,
in Boston. The cream is. I'm not saying Mike's isn't good, but I'm not waiting on a line.
Right.
I'll just go two
I
stores
think Mike's
away.
is popular because it's popular and they're delicious and they have
They're
so many
good.
different flavors.
Yeah,
like
no.
You can get the pistachio.
Well,
and
you could go
can
to
get
Modern
the-
Pastry right across the street and get the same thing, but they're busy as well. You know what's good? You know what? So Boston, the North End is like Arthur Avenue in the Bronx. The people, the Italians that made the area what it was, are not there anymore as far as living there, but they still own the businesses. You know, until that goes away, those places are always good. Same thing like John said about Enzo's on Arthur Avenue. Very good restaurant.
Right.
There's not a bad restaurant on Arthur Avenue because the people are still owning it. It's taken over a lot by Albanians over there. And once those people, those families leave, then Arthur Avenue, I'll say, I won't say be finished as a place to go visit, but it won't be the Italian Little Italy anymore. I don't know how.
Yeah, like I remember when I was a kid, people used to be like, "Oh, Ferraris,
Yeah.
Ferraris," but there's so many other. I mean, yeah, it's got a really cool
Yes,
vibe. It
absolutely.
does. With you get the little
Yeah.
espresso, with the little saucer, and you sit down, and they have the rainbow cookies are amazing, pinoli. But there are so many other bakeries
Yes.
that are like that throughout
Well,
the New
go
York
on Carroll
area.
Gardens. Go to Carroll Gardens. You ever been to Carroll Gardens in Brooklyn?
No, never even heard of it.
Oh my
What?
God.
Tower Garden.
Carroll.
Oh.
Carroll Gardens. Another, where Italian immigrants settled in Brooklyn. Some of the best
I have to look something
Baker-
up because my memory is like
bakeries or whatever. Italian pizzeria, probably one of the best pizzas you'll ever eat. Is, I can't think of the names of the places, but anyway, what are you doing, Rosie?
I'm
all
stuck.
right?
I got to look something up. I want to.
Well, let's take this time, Tony, to promote our show tonight.
Well, that's why you guys are here.
And I appreciate you having me. And again,
course.
another day. But Rosie and I, along with my nephew John, Danny, is on the show.
Danny Calabrese is on
right?
tonight. Butera is
John
it's-
Butera is the headliner.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And I tell you, so Rosie don't know. Secretly, when she does her little cat,
I haven't done the cat in ages,
know.
but I heard what they say about me in the open mic.
I've gotten hard on twice. When
Oh
I've
my
seen her do
God, I
that.
hate him so much. Do you know what one of the guys told me? He was drunk at the bar one night at
Yeah.
brokerage, and he said to me, "When you leave the open mic, right, and you close with the cat," and I'm like, he goes, "When you leave, he goes, you know what I say every single time, and you have no idea." I go, "What?" He goes, "I gotta get me a cat." And I'm like, "No, you don't." He's like, "I do. When
No,
I
he
host,
does.
I do." Well, you're always there, so yeah.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, oh my God.
Did you ever see her do that, Tom?
I have.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
She knows how to do it.
Yes.
She knows she's in every man's head at that point.
She knows exactly
Without
what
a doubt.
she's doing.
You have me all nervous. I'm
What are
looking,
you
for, I'm
nervous
looking
about?
for my phone. That, oh my God, there's a bug on me. I just killed it.
Don't put no
In
bugs
Spanish,
in it.
in Spanish, the language is the same no matter where you go.
Right.
There's variations of different colloquialisms and words that people
What'd
only
she say?
use there.
Big words.
But the language is the same. If you're from South America and you're from Argentina or you're from Spain or Puerto Rico, you all speak the same language. But there are certain sounds that people, like the Mexicans, sound like they're singing. The Mexicans speak really fast. The Dominicans have pointy ears, and that's how you know they're not Puerto Rican. Like there's all these different things.
They're Vulcans.
I
never heard this.
You know what I mean?
What's your point?
I don't know.
Yeah, I was.
What are you looking on the phone for?
Why did you bring up the Spanish dialect?
I have no idea.
Oh, all
If
right.
if you rewind, it'll bring me back to the. You know.
I doubt it.
Tony, she has no clue. We
I
just,
don't
you
know
know,
what's
we
happening
did.
here.
We just threw her off a game.
You
because
threw me and made me nervous.
We told her somebody else on the phone.
No, I was just going to look at comments. So I figured
No,
while
there's
she's
a,
looking
there's a
something up.
bakery in the city that I want to look up, and then there's the best pizza I ever had in my
Where?
life.
In
Brooklyn.
Manhattan?
In Brooklyn.
What is it? Lucali's?
No.
Scott says, whenever I hear these three talk, my tummy gets in the mood for spaghetti and meatballs.
Nice. Where's you? Tell him you want to get some good spaghetti and meatballs. I go to Mike's Deli on Arthur Avenue. Delicious. Simple. Very, very good.
Friend is watching.
DeFara.
Oh, the Faros. Forget about it. There's another place where you got to wait 10 hours to get in the
You
place.
have no idea.
And the man just died. Dominic just died a
I
couple
heard
years ago.
he would put his basil in the window and
Yes.
take it off and put it on
Yes,
himself. He
did it
wouldn't tell
himself.
anybody the fucking recipe.
And he made it, like if you say, give me your pie, if he's sitting down relaxing, he'll make the pie when he's ready. Like, in other words, like you go to every pizzeria, it's like a factory. They're just making pies. No. Not there. The Faros. Dominic would sit there, and his daughter or his son is in there, and she'd say, Dad, we need a when I'm ready, I'll make it.
Really?
Yeah. But then, it really is. When did you go there? You just went there
No,
recently?
I was pregnant.
Oh.
So 10 years ago.
Wow.
And it was, I mean,
Very
my
good.
girlfriends from my college roommates, they're from Brooklyn, and they were like, we got to take, it wound up being across the street from a Key Food that
Yeah.
my cousin's husband
and
owns.
And the kosher bakery.
But the
And I'm like,
Spanish
Ashraf-
dialect
I'm-
is very fast.
Ashraf never
The guy
told me
got-
that he
the guy
works
got
across
pointy
the
ears.
place from heaven.
Yes.
I mean, this
the
pizza.
Faros.
I ate so much pizza that day. And then, you know what I thought was so sweet? Once I discovered that it's my cousin's, who I love, she's my favorite people in the world, Kathy. Her husband, who was Egyptian, he had the Key Food across the street.
Oh.
I never knew that that's how close he was to where this world-famous
Delicious.
Brooklyn-based pizza
But
that
you
gets,
can't- no-
and they don't even give a shit. Their rating in the window was like a D.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't give a shit. I was in there. I ate the pie. I ate the pie at the table.
The floor is disgusting.
My girlfriend Lena and I, and her daughter, who's now going to be a sophomore in college, was like this big, and I was this big. I was so pregnant, and we just sat there, and the three of us ate this square pie that was just like absolute
Delicious.
and total heaven. And then, which I thought was so sweet, because I really went on and on, as you can tell, about this pizza. It's like, oh my God. When my father passed away, and we call it the meal of mercy. I think my mother made that up, because I tell people that, and they're like, what, you mean you go out to eat? And I'm like, my mother calls it a meal of mercy. I don't know.
Okay.
So at the meal of mercy, he comes in with these two pies over his head. He's walking in.
Who's this now?
My cousin's
Oh.
husband, Ash. He comes in and he brought me two pies. Well, not just me, but my family.
Yeah.
Two pies.
From the Faros.
Yeah. And I was like,
Were you
really?
living in
And he
Brooklyn
said
at
to
that
me,
time
no,
over
I
there?
know.
Oh.
No, my parents are from Brooklyn
Okay.
now. There was a pizzeria
It's on
where,
Avenue J.
There was a pizzeria where my grandmother lived. She had there were like 3 stories, and my grandmother lived in the middle. One aunt lived upstairs, one aunt lived downstairs. So when we would go for holiday, we had like the run of the
Yeah.
place, going up and down the
Yeah,
stairs,
yeah,
up
yeah.
and down the stairs, up and down the stairs. And the biggest treat for me was if my dad would say to me, come with me, we're going to go to Lenny's.
Yeah, oh yeah. Lenny's on 86th Street.
No, but there was a Lenny. They were up like by 23rd Street.
Okay.
So it was this little tiny pizzeria,
Yeah.
sliver of land.
But you know what though? All pizzerias back then, there was nothing to them.
Oh,
Maybe they had
yeah.
a few tables.
Right.
They made
That's it.
Sicilian,
Because almost
regular
everybody's
pie,
just getting the pies and going home,
and,
right?
and calzones.
Yeah, it's not like artichoke,
right.
spiced,
Like,
you know.
The only thing you added
spinach.
Yeah, the only thing you added on a
I mean,
pie back
piece
then
of
is
pizza.
pepperoni.
Right.
Or anchovies, like my uncle would always get on the pie.
I'm a purist with pizza. Give me a square, like grandma slice, a regular slice, and maybe I'll have a little pepperoni once in a while. But
Chris Thomas says one of the best pizzas he's ever had was at Epcot.
In Disney?
Yeah, that's
really?
what she said.
I wouldn't doubt it if he had it in the Italy.
the Italy Pavilion.
Yeah,
is pretty
I
good.
wouldn't doubt that.
John is on the phone again.
Johnny.
Listen, God bless Angelo. What was unique about the old man, Angelo? There was something unique about
Who's
him.
he talking about?
Maybe from DeForest? Is that the
Dominic.
DeForest.
His name is
DeForest.
Dominic. Was Dominic? God rest his soul.
Well, yeah, you're right, Dominic. But there was Angelo there too, and,
Okay.
and the daughter.
Yes,
but
the
the
son.
old man. What was unique about him?
What was unique about
His
him?
fingertips were burnt. Don't
Yes,
you remember?
yes.
The fingertips were burnt.
He would touch the pie or the
Pie with his
with his
fingers,
hands.
and
Never use.
they were black.
Well, that's why they have such a poor health rating. But
Yeah.
the line would be out the block
Yeah.
anyway. Nobody cares.
But they're cooking the food. Who cares?
Yeah, and they're
And
doing it
those
right in
two
front of you.
bakeries and those two bakeries in Carroll Gardens. You talk about Court Street and Montebello's.
Yes, delicious. I couldn't think of the
Okay.
name. Yeah, John knows.
Listen. I love you. You're the only one that understands the food. you're an unbelievable guy.
You know what I did? You know what I did Wednesday?
I'm going to eat with this guy.
John, you know what I did? This is what I did Wednesday. This is what a jerk off
What?
I am. A loser jerk off. I do airport shuttle runs for this guy, and I had to drop a couple people off at LaGuardia. So I said, "Fuck this! I'm gonna go to Arthur Avenue and treat myself to spaghetti and meatballs at Mike's Deli." Right?
Okay.
So I said, I don't feel like dealing with traffic, so I park my car on 14th Avenue off of Parsons Boulevard and take the Q44 bus.
And take the Q44.
And that
bus.
drops you off at the Bronx Zoo is the last stop, and then I
Right.
walked. It's like a mile or so of a walk to Arthur Avenue. I went there by myself. That's what I did.
Why
and
not?
No, absolutely. I don't care.
When was this?
Wednesday.
Was the weather
you
nice?
walked-
Like
you
It was hot.
You walked on 187th Street.
I started, 187th and Devo
It's like a fucking
is the
GPS.
last stop, and I walked
You made a laugh.
from there. I actually, when you walk up Bronx South Street,
On the corner, there's three rocks.
it turns
sitting on the
into
road.
182nd
It's a
Street,
frog with
and
an
then you could
umbrella
turn down Hughes
waving
Avenue
you
or
a
whatever.
point.
But anyway, I
Follow
go there.
him.
I'm a regular customer at Mike's, and the guy Dave, who runs it now, took it from his father. He sat down with me. I met a couple of people there, and then I get a cigar, and then I go across the street to the cafe, which is owned by Albanians, and they treat me well because I was served in Kosovo, helping the Albanians, not get killed, and
That's pretty huge.
And this guy Danny owns the thing, and I sit there, have my cigar, I have espresso, and then I walked back to the bus and I went home.
Do
Are
have
you-
a
are you
cigar-
Tony Soprano?
Do you go in the cigar store next to the city market?
No, the cigar,
There's a cigar
store,
store there.
is the cigar store. They roll the cigars right in the market.
No, but next door.
No, there's
a
not.
cigar store.
No,
as
not
well.
anymore. It's gone.
Oh, it's gone. I haven't been there in 10 years.
No, that's.
Oh.
They roll the
Okay.
cigars. As soon as you walk
Okay,
into the
so-
Italian market, they have a
So I know your type. You go to Mike's Deli and you dip your hand in the olive barrels while you're waiting for the sandwich.
without a doubt. I don't have to. Dave just he treats me. I mean, I pay for my food. It is probably.
He takes his clothes off and
It
he
is the
rubs
best.
himself in it.
You tell when next time you see Dave, you tell him that my mother 70 years ago was shopping at Deli when his father
Yes,
had it.
his father was Mike.
All right.
Yeah.
And his father had his wife and his sister-in-law working the counter.
Okay, I'll talk.
Okay, that's how long I've been on Arthur Avenue.
I tell you, John,
All
I'd
right.
love to take. So I enjoy food, and I always want people to
Yeah.
experience what I experience. That's why I tell Rosie. But now the invitation goes to Tony and Rosie. We could find a day where we can go and just enjoy the day.
The last time I went to
yeah.
Arthur Avenue, I went to the Bronx Zoo, and then we ate
Yeah.
on Arthur Avenue. I didn't realize it was
Arthur
that
Avenue
close.
changed.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a walk.
My first apartment when I moved out from my mother and father was 707 East 187th Street
Beautiful.
on the top floor. Okay, so it was the greatest place in the world to live.
Yeah.
I paid $65 a month rent.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I had the bathtub was in the kitchen.
That's how much Taco Bell is now when you go to the drive-thru.
Right, $55 just
The
for one
bathtub,
taco.
the bathtub was in the kitchen.
Yes, I lived. My grandmother's house had it like the apartments Rosie was talking about. Those were the original mother and daughters, where the 4 families, and that's how my family. We lived upstairs from my grandmother until we bought the house, and we had the bathroom was in the like the hallway.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you lived in a brownstone. The brownstones were
No, it wasn't a brownstone. It was a regular, like a
Oh.
wooden frame.
Yeah, we just always called it the house.
Yeah, it was a house. We didn't call it the apartment.
No, it was a house.
because the
You
whole
go to the
family
house.
lived there.
It looked like a rectangle, and there was
Yeah.
just
See,
the
Walker,
front
this
stoop,
is
and
what
then
you miss living on Long Island all your life with your fancy fucking houses. All right, you have no idea what a tenement was. You had no idea. Did you ever play stickball? You ever play stickball?
You talking to me?
No, he's yelling
Yeah,
at me.
Walker, no,
I'm sitting there minding my own business, by the way.
Nobody's
I
saying
don't know
anything.
I lived, John Rosillo, I spent the first 12 years of my life living in my grandmother's house, and we didn't play stickball, but we played running bases. Played.
You grew up out here, too?
Yeah, I grew up right here in Hicksville. Yeah. So,
Manhunt.
Did you ever?
All
You
the
never
good
sat on the
stuff.
stoop.
Yes.
You never sat on the stoop.
Yes, we did. We sat in front of the house every day.
In front of the house, but not a
Yes.
stoop.
Well,
You
if they
had-
don't have
you
a
had-
stoop,
you
you
had-
can't
I'll
sit on it.
sit on a
stoop you,
stoop
you
you
son of
don't
a
have.
bitch.
I have a Snoop on a stoop. It's like Elf
There
on
you
the Shelf,
go.
except he's smoking a blunt.
you know-
and he's
you know what
black
the-
with a green outfit on.
you know what
and he looks
John's-
just like Snoop. He's on my desk year round.
Snoop on a stoop.
Snoop on a stoop.
You know what the greatest thing John's talking about? So I grew up in Ozone Park, and both sides of my family, 24 first cousins.
Wow.
We lived within 10 blocks of each other.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
And
Yeah.
but you're not only growing up with your cousins, now all your friends and their brothers and sisters and their
Yes.
cousins and everybody's friends. So you're in everybody's house. We used to play stickball. My grandmother lived 5 blocks from me. My other grandmother lived a little further. But my
Okay.
grandmother lived 5 blocks from me. When we played stickball at the park, which was across the street from her house, the schoolyard, we would run across the street and my grandmother would have lunch for us.
Yeah.
All my friends.
We did that. Yep. We had John can just shut up, but we all. I mean, that's just
But that's the way
we
it
all
is.
grew up that way.
Yes.
I mean, that's a way of life that's gone now. But we all grew up that
Yes.
way. Even out here, we were outside
You're not
all the
staying
time.
inside. Right, you're not staying inside.
And even the parents, back in the day when Sundays, when everything was closed. And
that's right.
And the families would be home. The
eating.
parents would be outside at the bushes, talking to each other. Everybody's barbecuing. You got a ball game on the radio. And everybody lived that way. I don't care where you,
Oh no,
where you grew up.
that was anyway. Midwest, they lived that way,
Right.
In the
They
70s,
still do.
absolutely.
The Midwest. But,
Yeah.
But,
but you grew up. I mean, nobody was. I'm talking about in Ozone Park. Nobody moved. My family and even my friends. A lot of them are still living there.
Yeah.
And I go back 3-4 days a week and I hang out with the guys I grew up with by the deli. Solve all the world problems. Nobody listens to us though, Tony.
What'd you say? I wasn't listening.
Yeah, that's what I say, exactly.
You see, he's not paying attention here.
No, he don't care.
No, he's not even listening
take
to you,
his
and
fucking
you're
leg, I'm gonna hit
here
him
with
over
a
the head with it.
microphone. So imagine how nobody fucking listens.
Nope. Well, I can tell you, nobody's listening to me for a fact.
So
Nobody.
you smoke cigars?
Smoke cigars, yes.
I mean, do you
Okay.
two want to go on a date? Because I feel like
I want to hang out with John, but John, I'm not going to Florida.
I would love
You
to
should
take him
hang
on
out.
a date.
He's a lot of
but
fun to hang out
I
with.
still smoke the Noblies.
Oh, the Noblies the best.
he's like, Peter, what's your favorite color?
The Noblies?
The Nobly
The
cigars.
Noblies. It's an Italian cigar.
Yeah, let me remind you that on Mondays when Tyler is here, his last name is Noble. So I think you'd like to date Tyler Nobley. That's what I think is
Don't
going on
put
here.
me in the same category with that kid.
Does he know him?
That kid needs a psychiatrist. All right? Don't start. You set me up with that one, Walker.
Yes, I did. I threw a softball on that one.
I'll
Holy
say it
jeez.
right on the air. That kid needs help.
Oh my
All
God.
right. You and Jeff need to give that kid a spanking.
I'm
Oh
dead.
wow, spanking.
I'm dead.
Wait, John, when you coming up to New York anytime soon?
Nah, I'm handicapped now. I can't.
What the fuck is that?
I would love to come.
What do you
You're
mean?
more than welcome to come down here.
I was
All
just
right?
there.
I hope my house is open. Tony will tell you my house is open. To
I believe
anybody
it.
that wants
John
to
is
come
a
down.
great
next-
guy
Oh
and a
my
great
God, that
host.
was
John, I
funny.
probably won't come to Florida till next year because I go every year. But when I come next year, I'm coming to see you, and we're gonna go to any place that you think is a good Italian place. You and I are gonna go, and it's
Right
on me.
in my house.
No,
Right
no,
in
no.
my
I'm not
house.
gonna make you
I'll
go
make
here.
you a steak. I'll make you a steak.
No,
His
Tony
steaks
can
are
come.
delicious.
Yeah.
My wife will
He
make.
makes
my
a
wife
great
will make
steak.
All right, we'll do it.
My wife will make a sauce. All right, and I call it gravy. She calls it sauce.
I call it gravy,
we argue
too.
all day long.
We're
all
not
right?
going to get into the
Shut
gravy
up.
sauce conversation right now because
Yeah.
I'm still trying to backtrack and find out why I brought up the
Spanish
Spanish
people?
language.
Yeah.
Spanish food.
And pointed ears from them. I never heard of that in my life.
That's what my mother always says.
But that,
She's
Puerto
like,
Ricans.
you can tell that they're not Puerto Rican.
Puerto
I'm like,
Ricans.
"What do you
Your mother's
mean?" She
Dominican?
said, my mother's Puerto Rican because
Oh.
the ears are a little pointy.
Love you guys. I'll
All right,
not call
John,
again.
you too.
But you,
God
you,
bless.
you make my day, when we, especially you, cuz. All right? But anytime you're down, bring
Thank you,
Walker.
Ma che
All right?
cazzo?
Walker will give a baked potato and a steak and it'll be in his glory.
I'm happy with that, baby.
Listen, I don't. It's simple. That's all you got to do, bro.
Love you, bro. Bye-bye.
Love you too.
Bye bye, John. He really is. In all seriousness, he
Have you?
I've gone down
Oh,
there
really?
to
Yeah.
see him.
Awesome.
It was last October. It was his birthday, and
How old is he?
He is 71, 71
okay,
or 2.
Okay, it's not old.
No, and I'm the president of the Special Needs Nassau County PAL.
Okay.
And he has donated money a few times. And he kept telling me in return he wants a Knock 'em Dead comedy shirt. So I said, all right, I will get you a Knock 'em
Nice.
Dead comedy shirt. But he's a 3X, so I didn't
have one.
I didn't have one. So when I
You know, when he calls, I picture Peter Bales. You just totally screw that up. Like, I see him, and
Oh,
I think
no.
he looks like Peter Bales
Is he?
in my
I
mind.
don't mean to make fun. Is he in a wheelchair or something? Or?
No, but he's dealing with some cancer issues, and it's kicking his ass. And I'm not talking out of turn. He's talked about it openly.
I'll
on
tell
here,
you
so-
this: if John has cancer kicking his ass, I seriously doubt it. The way that guy talks and how strong he sounds.
Yes,
I will almost guarantee you, he's fighting that cancer harder than the cancer's fighting him.
I think you need some spaghetti and meatballs.
Without a doubt.
Well, he's got a wife who's an absolute saint and takes amazing care of
That's
him.
so nice to
and
hear.
so when I finally placed an order for new shirts, I asked the guy, I said, "Can I get one 3X?" He gave it to me, and then you travel a lot, so like I don't. So and I looked on the flights; it was $150, I think,
To go
round
down.
trip.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, "Fuck it." So I went down. The guy, now I know John. There's a guy who hosts with me on Wednesdays. His name is Michael. That's how I met John, through
Okay.
Michael. So I grabbed Michael. I said, "Mike, let's go down. It's his birthday's coming up. Let's surprise
nice.
him." So we surprised him. We talked to his wife. She knew
I was
we
going
were
to say,
coming.
please tell me you told the wife.
Yeah. So she, she was in on it, and she picked us up from the airport.
Oh, nice.
So we just walked right into his
Beautiful.
house. I came walking in with the
Nice.
shirt.
He must have been happy as
Oh,
shit.
he was thrilled. And I was
Yeah.
actually thrilled, too. It was nice to meet him
See-
face to face. We spent 12 hours, and then we came right back home. And it was
How
so much
cool.
fun. We
So
really
he-
did. We had a blast. And he fires up the barbecue to 800 degrees. Takes not even 10 minutes, makes a steak, and this thing was out of this world. I couldn't believe how good it was. Yeah.
When you say that's a good thing, like you help people out. It's so easy to sit back and not do anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just something simple like this. How John is feeling just from us talking here today, right?
Right. Absolutely right.
This is giving him, like, we all want to live back, like we said before. We like to go back to the old days or whatever. But he's sitting down there in Florida. I'm sure he's got friends. I'm sure he talks to people that and all that
yeah.
stuff. But to hear the stories and to relate to what we're talking about,
It's like home.
you can't really do that with people,
Right.
If they're not from the same place.
Again, going back to what we said, here in New York, it's great. You can't I can't sit and talk with somebody from Connecticut. I'm not going to move to North Carolina. They don't give a shit about what
Not
my
moving at
childhood
all.
was.
No.
No.
But you can sit here, and we love talking about this
But
stuff.
Tony, I'll tell you, when I moved out here, people didn't get me.
Really?
They didn't get me. Like
I got you. We hit it off right away 80 years ago in Montauk.
I hit, yes, it's a long time. It was 80. I thought it was 75. But,
Something like that. I'm seeing
there
that.
were
I
certain
forget.
people who did get me, that I'm still friends with over these 31 years. But there were certain people that just didn't get me. Like, they didn't, like, how do you, like, they would say, why do you say shit? I never heard it. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, what are you talking about? I just be talking.
I loved Wanto, but it's a weird place.
It is kind of. So I'm going to tell you my first interaction when I first moved out with. So I'll tell you. So I moved June 4th, the night the Rangers won the Stanley Cup. Was the day I moved
okay.
into my house.
Nice.
So
31 years ago.
31 years ago. So a few months in, my neighbor is having a graduation party for his daughter. She graduated college or something.
Okay.
Big band, not a band, DJ, all this shit going on. All right, whatever. Now, no, I'm just saying.
Whatever.
You can have your party over there, whatever.
But what I'm saying is, now the guy's playing the records on the DJ system.
Yeah.
And it's 11 o'clock, 11:30, quarter to 12. And now, at the time, my son was a baby. I had 2 girls. My wife was pregnant at the time. I was like, what? I got the windows shut. I'm trying to fucking, and I could hear everything.
Yeah, sure.
She goes, don't go out there. I says, I'm going to fucking bust somebody's head open. So I go knock on the door.
Oh, boy.
I said, Jimmy, can you at least lower the fucking records? It's 12 o'clock at night. And I hear, he goes, oh, he's drunk as fuck. He goes, it's my daughter's graduation. I said, all right, no problem. I walked to the backyard. The DJ's talking on the mic. I took the fucking mic and I shoved it down his throat. And all you hear is like, and then I ripped the fucking, and I walked back in the house. Why are you laughing? I asked the guy nice.
Absolutely right.
Like, shut the records off.
Right. Right.
It's 12 o'clock at night. I took the and all the. This is what I'm saying. If this would have been in Ozone Park, and everybody would have jumped on you and beat the shit out of you. But all of these faggots from Long Island, they just stood like this, looking, and I got and you hear over the loudspeaker, like the guy's fucking.
That's
tell you how fast the record stopped though. Tony, the record stopped fast.
Oh, I believe it.
The guy never had a party again.
Yeah, I believe that. They don't know what to do
party again.
That's right. I bet you he didn't.
Where were you, or where are you in Wanto? I'm not asking.
Did you put it in the DJ's mouth or
the DJ's mouth? I put the microphone.
What did he have to do with it?
He was the one talking.
Oh, I thought it was the guy at the door. Was like, and you blew past him and fucking did that to the DJ. I was like, that's a little bit much.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, the DJ.
The DJ.
I put the microphone. I took the microphone.
The mic said, "Come on, everybody, put your hands together." Oh,
what?
Yeah.
That poor guy's just doing his job.
No, he's not doing his job. He's annoying as shit. It's 12 o'clock at night.
You should have done it to the guy that answered the door that owned the house.
No, because I have no rhyme and reason of half the shit I do. I just do it. I react. That's my problem. I react. You know?
Yeah.
Even at my age, I still sometimes... I mean, I've gotten way better because people sicken me every day. I hate people.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
I know. And, I love people, but there's a lot of things that I do find myself saying,
like,
I fucking hate people.
The worst place to be in Nassau County, I believe, is that Ivorone parking lot.
The worst.
People.
By Kwang Ming?
Yes.
I love that place, by the way.
Awesome.
I love
That's
Kwang
another
Ming.
place got like an F in the fucking window.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
No. That guy's the best. You know what's good about that guy? He's been there forever.
Yeah.
And people that are like our age that grew up in Wantor, when they played football, they would go in there for their parties, and it's still a tradition that because my sons, every year they would go there for like, and a guy would treat these kids good.
Sure.
But the kids were never bad in the place, like as far as I knew.
They have a whole back party room.
Yes.
I walked in there once, and
the food's good though.
I walked in there once, and at the time I wasn't married, and Anthony, I was dating him at the time, and he was like, my friend, and he's got a new girlfriend, and they want to meet us for dinner. And I was like, all right. And they have another couple. And I remember this just kept getting awful, worse and worse. I'm like,
to meet the new couple?
Yeah. I'm like, he's like, he wants us to be the buffer, and I'm like,
what?
I don't even like them.
Right, exactly.
Now I got to be the buffer for the people I really don't want to fucking see, with the weirdo wife that walked down the aisle like with literally 1 foot in front of the other, like this. And I'm like at the wedding, like.
And she didn't even get the dress.
No, she did, but it was so tight. She wanted it that way. Oh, yeah. But she didn't walk down the aisle. She walked like this down the aisle.
Fucking whore. That's a whore.
And I remember I was at this wedding, and everybody has to remain nameless because. And I looked at my husband's work wife. I called her. She's totally from Brooklyn. She's from the Irish part by behind Clementi's. Clementi's at Clambar as you're on the Belt Parkway and you're going towards like Coney Island.
I thought it was Randazzo's.
No, there's like a seafood place.
Right.
Anyway, so she says to me.
That sheep said bay?
No, it'll come to me. She says to me, why is she walking like that?
She's a whore.
And I was like, because she's a Zorkala. Exactly. That's why.
Exactly. Now you tell your friend from Brooklyn, she knows what a Zorkala is. I guarantee it. The one that lives behind Clemente's.
My mother-in-law knew what a Zorkala was. I know the Zorkalas.
you
They're not
asked
a
when you
nicer
went
girl.
You asked your mom when you went home that day?
No, I asked.
Oh.
I saw her for Father's Day, and she said, Anthony's like, see, Ma, you know what a Zorkala is, right? And she was like,
Your mother knows.
No,
Puerto Rican.
Anthony asked his mother, who's off the boat from Italy. And she was like, yeah, Zorkala's not a nicer girl.
Exactly.
I was like, that's right. She ain't too good.
And your mother knows that she's Puerto Rican.
I didn't ask her. I'm going to ask her.
I bet you, where'd your mother grow up?
My mother grew up in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
She grew up
I will
near
guarantee
President
you.
Street.
I will guarantee you, your mother knows what a Zorkla is.
Probably.
From
My
Your
mother
was born
and
in
my
Puerto Rico, or she was born
her
here?
family was her parents came when they were like
Yeah,
20 something years old, but she grew up speaking Spanish as her first language. They were on
She's a
welfare. They
Brooklyn
were
girl.
very, very poor. They grew up in the Pentecostal church,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
was kind of cult-like. You know, they went to
Yeah.
church all night Wednesday, all day Sunday, and another day during the week. And they weren't allowed to wear pants. They had to wear long skirts. They weren't allowed to watch TV or have it in the home, as it brought the devil in. No music. She was like Grease too, which they roll up the pants under the skirt and then take them off the jeans and wear them just for 20 minutes just to say they wore jeans.
Right.
You know, that's how she grew up, and everybody knew everything. And the Uncle Benny would tell. I saw them at you know,
But
everybody
that's-
told on
But
everybody.
that's every neighborhood. Like Tony was saying, no matter where you were, somebody was seeing you doing something wrong.
Yeah, and they would tell on you.
Tell your parents.
And then her cousins lived upstairs, and then the other cousins lived
Right.
upstairs, and they ran around up and down, and
So your
they walked
mother-
to school.
Puerto Rican, which is the 51st state, they don't know it. They don't want to admit it, but whatever,
Yeah.
that's just fine.
Yeah.
But the reason why, so I get mistaken for Puerto Rican all the time. I don't care. So this was years ago. I worked for the transit authority, so I was down on the tracks doing what do you call it? Like I don't know, like a station
hit.
agent,
Oh.
like helping the people like get the register. So this guy comes over to me and he asked me something in Spanish. I'm like, I don't know what you said. He goes, what do you mean? He goes, you fucking Puerto Ricans. He goes, you never, because I'm Dominican. I said, guy, I don't know what the fuck you are because you don't have pointed ears.
No,
I don't fucking know
Then
if you're
he's-
Dominican.
He's definitely a mix.
So he was like fucking going off on me, but speaking perfect English as he's fucking telling me off. You know, like he wanted to ask.
Yeah.
So why don't you just ask me? Why would you like
Right.
if I'm in Germany, I don't assume the guy speaks English.
Right.
I'm gonna like, especially if I'm living somewhere.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
But whatever. I'm like, this is not a
speak English,
But when you
Bastard.
travel, at least for me, I everywhere I go, they think I'm from there, except like
Right.
in Ireland or
Yeah,
in
yeah,
England
well, we
type
ain't
of
gonna
place.
be mistaken for that.
You know, but like I've been in Morocco, and
Yeah.
a guy got upset with me. He said I was denying my heritage.
Yes. Arthur Avenue.
It's like I'm not Moroccan.
2 summers ago, I'm sitting down outside the place where I eat, Mike's Deli, and the girl who serves the cappuccino and stuff, she goes, "You're Albanian, right?" I'm like, "No, I'm Italian." She goes, "You're fucking lying to me." I was like, "What do you care? First of all, what do you care for?"
Right, yeah, true.
Like, she's
does it
I'm
matter?
American.
Well,
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
but she
Yeah.
was so adamant that I was Albanian. I'm like, okay, I'm Albanian. Like, not that I care if I'm Albanian or Spanish or Dominican. I don't care. But I don't go to anybody and say to them, "Oh, this is your heritage."
Maybe
No.
maybe she thought you were her father or something.
Maybe she could have said that. She goes, "Did you live in Albania and whatever when I was born?" I could have been her father. I was old enough, but but why? I don't go like I get this all the time wherever I go. You like? I guess I'm so ethnic the way I act.
no, you know what it is? You have a face that could be Hispanic. You
Which
could
is
be,
fine. I don't
You
care.
could be Mediterranean. You could even be from South America.
Yeah, I don't. Again, it's not bothering me, but when people say derogatory things about it, like, "Oh, you're straight off like The Sopranos" and stuff like that, what the fuck does that mean?
Well, all right. Well, I'll explain because I did that to you a few minutes ago. Because you have the mannerisms and the accent. I mean, the
Like
accent.
when the actors are doing the part,
But I'm not.
they're bringing in people like you and
Right.
saying, "Do that,"
right.
But to me, when I watch,
but just don't kill everybody.
as a
Don't
Sopranos,
chop them up and put them
as
in
the
your bathtub.
Sopranos
Just
went
talk.
on, I found it to be not derogatory, but I was like, this is. I don't know anybody, and I knew people associated with that lifestyle.
Okay.
I don't. Who the fuck talks like that?
Well, my father, everybody thought he was in the mob, and nobody fucked with me in Bayshore.
Yeah,
growing
that's
up.
so
They
good.
all
Let 'em
thought
think that.
Rosie's
Let 'em
dad
think that.
because he was stocky.
But don't say it.
And he would, if he got angry, he would have put the microphone
Yeah.
down. My father would have done something
Without
like
a
that.
doubt.
Maybe not as he got older, and he softened a little maybe earlier than
Yeah,
you
yeah.
did. But you remind me a lot of my father and his friends from Brooklyn that were my uncles, really, because my father was an only child, and he made his friends his family. He was
Right.
very loyal and very
Yes.
loving, and he was the type of guy that would tell his friends, "I love you. You know, this is how much you mean to me." He was very much that way. But my father was very Brooklyn,
Yeah.
and if you pissed him off, he became like super Brooklyn guy.
It is well. So that's what I'm saying. I think the people out here. I grew up, even though it was not Brooklyn, it was Queens, Ozone Park, which was
It's
literally
the
a mile.
same
It is.
thing.
But the people in the neighborhood. See, this is what I always tell everybody. You never got your ass kicked, and I'm not talking about from your father. You never like. You know, when I was 12 years old, you hung out in the park. The 12-year-olds had to stay by the monkey bars. No, it's the truth. The 16-year-olds had to hang out by the like. If you went,
you're absolutely right.
There was groups, 12-year-olds,
Yes.
13,
Yep.
and then the 16, 17s, they're playing handball, smoking pot, whatever. And if you went over there, they tell you to get the fuck out of here.
Yes.
Right? Not that they just, and if you didn't, they'd fucking kick your ass.
Yes. Absolutely
so
right.
People never got their ass kicked.
Because they
or
knew
s-
their boundaries.
They don't, right. There was, like, so you went in your house and you had rules, and then you went out into the street and there was rules. And if you wanted to defy those rules, be ready for the consequences.
Right.
And that's it. And and again, I've got my ass kicked plenty of times in my life.
I'm with you.
Plenty of times.
I got my ass kicked once.
You know?
Really?
Yes.
That's
Catherine
hot.
Pope beat the shit out of me
That
on the
bitch.
bus.
Catherine Pope?
Why? Same thing. The territory.
Right.
If you're older on the bus,
Oh,
you,
yeah.
you have your certain seats, so
Yes.
you sit in the back.
Yeah.
The back-
I sat down in a seat.
Right, who the fuck gonna tell me?
And I was sitting by the window side, and my girlfriend Janet was next to me on the aisle side, and Catherine was like, "That's my seat," and she was this big,
Fat
I don't
Irish
know,
bar
8th
rig.
grader, and I was, she was a big white chick, blonde hair, and I was I had an awkward stage of about 10 years. And I was sitting by the window, and my mouth was what I had.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Get out of my seat." And I'm like, "She's gonna embarrass me in front of all these fucking
No, it ain't
people on the
happening.
bus."
Right.
I don't give a shit that I'm in 6th grade. I'm like, "No,
But you fought her.
I'm sitting here." So she goes, "You're gonna get up right now." Of course, Janet got up. Janet sat in another seat, and she's like, "Come on." I'm like, "No, it's a free country,"
Yeah,
like an
yeah.
asshole little middle schooler. And she just took my hair and just slammed my head 3 times
She would've
against
had-
the window.
she would've been wiffle ball
And then
batted
she
the next
pulled
day.
me.
Can you
out
do
of the
that
aisle.
again for us? Yeah, the hand. Yeah.
And then she pulled
Let me
me.
try it.
She,
Let me
she
try it.
threw me into the aisle. She straddled me, and she
Nice.
just started.
Holy
And
crap!
we were
Did you
like,
fight it back at least?
and
You
the
got a
bus
couple-
drivers just
Nothing.
Bus drivers did nothing back
fucking
then.
driving, just
Yep.
driving. That now it's like, sit down. I see there's an alarm. Somebody's
Yeah, yeah,
breathing. You know, when we were kids, we beat the shit out of each other on the bus. That was
Somebody's
it.
breathing.
That was it. You did on the bus.
My friend
So,
Vinny Ciccione would sit on the lay across the top of the seats on the school bus.
You did whatever you wanted.
Bus driver didn't give a fuck. He's
See,
smoking a cigarette.
This is where the
driving.
Brooklyn came out of my father.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I came home and I told him what happened.
Baseball bat the motherfucker.
My father was sitting in the front of the house on his chair. I come running out there because
Were
I
you
thought
crying?
because she got off the bus at my bus stop.
That bitch.
And she was like, and I ran up around the corner, up and up and up. I ran up the driveway, and my father's like, "What's the matter with you?" And I was like, "Catherine Pope, she hit me, and I was in her seat." And he was like, "Okay, all right." Next thing, I didn't know what he was going to do. I don't know what he was going to do. Next thing I know, I think it was the next day, my father had already spoken to the principal of the school. He went there, unannounced, went and made sure he talked to the principal. Got into school, talked to the principal. Next thing I know, the next day when the bus came around the corner, hiding behind these
Catherine
like bushes, trees. No, she was on the bus and she was threatening me. She got off the bus again behind me, and my father and Mr. Kelly, the principal, was standing there.
Nice.
He made the principal
Nice.
come to my fucking house and wait at the bus stop.
Beat that bar rag.
She was never allowed on a bus ever again. And my father was like, it was that, or I was going to go to her house and fucking kill her.
Or beat the shit.
Or her dad.
So
Somebody.
awesome.
My daughter comes home
Got like crazy.
on a bus crying in the house one day. And I said, "What are you crying?" 2 days in a row. She goes, "Oh, I don't know, whatever the kid's name was. He keeps hitting me and pushing." I said, let me tell you something. Michelle, my daughter, and my son's there. I said, "I'm telling you this now to both of you. Joe You get the fucking baseball bat out of the fucking garage and you bring it on a bus. And if you don't whack this kid across the face when he touches your sister, it's over.
Yep.
For you, it's over. Not for the fucking little faggot. My son, I didn't know this. He goes on the bus with the bat, him and my daughter, and the bus driver. Get out of the bus. Anyway, I get called up to the school the next day.
Yeah, you did.
So I said, so the kid's father's there. I said, look, I'm not even looking at the principal. I go to the father. I said, let me tell you something, guy. For you to make your son hit a girl, I says, I ought to kick the shit out of you.
Right. That's right.
He goes, what do you? I said, no, listen to me, jerk off.
That's right.
I says, you don't. I says, I was a kid. I remember I hit Lorraine Crack.
I was like, wow, Lorraine Bracco
I'm
was
sorry,
in school.
Lorraine
Yeah,
Crack,
she's
a
a
girl.
little
She's a
older.
Hicksville girl.
Yes,
she?
she is.
Yeah, she graduated from
Lorraine
Hicksville.
Crack was a girl, and I hit her. We were 12 years old. I hit her. My father saw me hit her. Came out and beat the shit out of
you.
You
Absolutely
wanna hit a
right.
girl. So I says to the father, don't you ever. There's a phone call?
Yes.
So I said, don't you ever. Your son, I says, I'll kick the shit out of you. I
Yeah.
says, your son touches my daughter again, I'm coming to you, and I'm going to kick the shit out of you.
Absolutely right. Mark Hirschman is on the line.
Hi, yay!
Who's Mark? Do I know him?
Mark is Keegan's partner in
Oh,
crime.
nice.
And comedian.
Nice. What's up, Mark?
So, yeah, I almost felt badly about calling because I tuned in and I heard I was kind of locked into a conversation about Puerto Rico being the 51st state, and I was like, they don't need me today. They don't need me, but...
Always welcome.
We got to add to it,
Yeah.
or discredit me, something.
No, I thought it was terrific, but I did feel the need after seeing Rosie perform for the first time last night. I've never seen her perform before. Just to give her a little shout out, kudos, because
Thank you.
it was pretty cool. Like,
Leave me hanging.
yeah, I was
Thank you.
Rosie. Did
Awesome.
terrific, and there's a future there, Tony. There's no question about it. She's got the goods.
That's
She
why.
can-
That's
Thank you.
why I grabbed her and said, "Come do this show with me."
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Rosie's
Yeah.
funny.
Thank you very much.
So,
it was
you
a
know,
fun time, too, last night.
As I texted her, and I actually texted her again this morning with some things. You know, she's
Dick
not
pics.
in this for that long,
Yeah.
so it's just like the tip of the iceberg. But like you can see that it's just so much. Like there's the onion that's going to be peeled back. You know, you have some people that they can try, they can do it for a long time, but no matter what, you know, you just know that they're not going to be comedians. You know what I mean, right, Tony?
I do. I do.
I meant like legitimately about yourself. You know what I mean?
Rosie is
Evil laugh.
the few, and there's another, and not taking that away from you, Gracie. Grace.
I love Grace.
You got to see Grace. She is.
Grace who?
She's so good. Grace Floco.
She's like a version of me as a woman.
She is.
Oh, yeah?
She
Funny
is.
as hell.
She is.
I've never heard the name. All right,
Yeah,
I'll have to check it out.
she's doing a lot. Try to do. Please, I say this out of all admiration. She's trying to do a lot, like how Rosie's trying to get on shows and do things,
Yeah.
and she's trying to do that. Her problem is, I think, her family life. Not that you don't have. Your
No, but
sons
she's
or-
got 3 kids.
Yeah, she's. It's hard for her, but she runs around
Right.
and
Yes, she
tries to
does.
do things, and it's hard. Let me tell you something. And we talked about this the last time I was on. I don't hoo myself in that way, and I'm
Right.
not saying that in a bad way.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't do it. Maybe at the point in my life, and I don't know if I need to do it. Not that I don't need to do it. I don't want to do it in a sense.
Right.
But I do.
And that's fine.
But
Mark too. Mark.
Yeah.
He plays here maybe 3 times a year, and that's it.
If it wasn't for John Butera, I wouldn't be on any shows.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I mean, it's the only guy. Like, and I'm not. I don't know. I'm not. I want to be noticed, and I want to.
We got to get you down here on a Thursday or a Sunday, and you hang out a little bit.
I know, that's
and
the whole thing.
That's
Like,
just
Gotta-
come
yeah,
down.
just come down. Yeah.
But Mark, I'm so happy that you did get to come to the
Did
show.
I ever meet Mark?
Did
Yeah.
you did you perform last night, Mark?
No, I purposely got down there a little bit late because I didn't want them to put me on the show. I know I'm the antithesis of what a comedian should be, Tony, that I actually avoid spots at all costs. I know that you think that's weird, and most people do, but it's just me and my fucked up brain. But no, I didn't want to be put on the show last night, and I know Mr. Dolce, the owner of the club, is always, whenever he sees me, he wants me to go up. He's very generous with that. I just really wanted to see Rosie perform, and I wanted to see Mikey perform, and it was just terrific. And all kidding aside, what I had told Rosie, which I'll say now, is that aside from what she's doing, the fact that she's surrounding herself with people that I love very much, the Tony Walkers and the Eric Halfs and the Mike Keegans and Carrie Caravises. It's really going to help her when she has people that actually are rooting for her to do well, which in this cutthroat business, backstabbing business, you don't see that a lot. So as long as she keeps on doing what she's doing and surrounding herself with the right people, making the right choices, this organically is going to turn into something really special for Rosie. And I was really excited last night, and it was great.
Thank you.
Hopefully she
really
can give up the
appreciate
yes
that.
to the dress fucking shop and then star on, I don't know, I say Jimmy Fallon, but I don't know who else.
I need at least a
you
few
know.
more years of material from that place.
Right.
Then we'll talk.
Well, yeah, you know what I find is sometimes it's good. Like for me, I mean, you know, I got a day gig. You know, Keegan does, Half does. Like it keeps you grounded a little bit, and it does help with material and whatnot. So, yeah, but I don't want to keep you guys. You have other states to annex and other things like that.
Why don't
So
you
I'll
come
let get
tonight,
back to
Mark?
that. What's that?
Why don't you come tonight? Rosie and I are here tonight at the Giggle Room.
Oh, is that true? What time is that show?
8 o'clock.
Oh, you know what? I just realized I just bought tickets. I'm taking my little boy to the Yankee game.
Oh,
tonight.
nice.
So I might
Enjoy.
be
That's
back in
great.
time.
That is-
Well,
that
maybe,
is-
maybe you can finally bring them a win, huh?
They're going to win tonight, and but yeah, you guys have a great show. I won't keep you guys.
Enjoy with your son tonight, Mark.
Yeah, thank you so much. You guys have a great rest of the show, and keep on doing it, Tone. I love you. I'll talk to you after the weekend. All right, buddy?
Thanks, pal.
Okay, buddy.
See ya.
Bye now.
Speaking of Carrie,
Very
I
nice.
finally, what happened was I was doing an open mic a few weeks ago at Paradise.
And I heard she was
And
there.
she was there.
When I
And-
saw a picture of her on that stage, I
And-
did like a quadruple take. I was like, wow.
She was there because she had a couple of people that she was
Helping.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not saying, I hope I don't sound conceited when I say, she goes, you were pretty good. She said, you got a good stage presence, all of this. She goes, but I could help you with things. I says, yeah. I says, I know tonight I was just working on new material. Not that I was not wanting her help. So she gave me her number, and I sent her a thing I did. She didn't call me back, so I figured out whatever. But she had a death in the family.
Yes.
Yes. So actually, I texted her, and she says, "Oh, I'm so sorry." She told me she had a death in the family. I says, "No." I says, "Fine. Call me when you're ready." Like I didn't want to
Yeah.
sound insensitive, whatever. But I want to work with her.
Oh,
I want to.
She's the best,
She's
man.
fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean, she's
and
to
what
me
a-
the funniest female
she-
around, period.
Just talking to her, the little bit that I was speaking to her that night at Paradise and on the phone, I was like, yeah, I want to, you know, because I don't know, like people, oh, you're funny, whatever, but I could guarantee, I know I do stuff.
Yeah, but you know, you've never taken a class, you've never honed in on certain things
Right,
that you're
right.
kind of supposed to be doing. And I think if you have a little bit of that guidance with
Yeah.
your really natural funny and the fact that you're so energetic and you just don't give a shit, I think, you know,
Yeah,
you
So I'm looking.
you could benefit.
It's
Yeah,
Carrie
no, whatever.
Caravis. You can only benefit.
Oh no, whatever.
Yeah.
No, oh no,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm looking.
And
I
your
just
styles are similar
Yes,
in
she's-
terms of she's like that, like,
Yeah.
fuck you, I
Right,
feel
right,
fat.
right.
You know,
Yeah, yeah, she
went
don't
to the
care.
ice cream truck was
Yeah, she
coming.
don't
I was
care.
like, you know, she's
Yeah.
like so. That's why she's funny. 'Cause
I-
she doesn't bitch
And
about
I
like
felt
the
bad.
girly shit.
I felt bad texting her after, like I figured out. Let me wait. I didn't. And then when she said she had a death in the family, I felt
There's a
so
gnat
bad.
and it's driving me.
I know, me too,
crazy.
man. Me too.
But I have to circle back to something because I say things and then I
Pointy
don't
ears.
finish them. No. When I was getting into the way the bride moved, anyway, it was that couple with another couple, and I'm like, what? And they're like, he's like, we're gonna go to Quang Ming in Wanto. I'd never heard of this place.
Okay.
Even though I worked in Massapequa, it's really close. I was like, what? I don't know, Quang Ming in Wanto from what? And I was being such a fucking bitch
Fucking bitch.
To your husband or just to everybody? Or,
to him, and we weren't even
Okay.
engaged yet.
Right.
Oh no, I'm sorry, we had gotten engaged, and we get there and we walk through the whole big main area, the bar and the restaurant, and then we go to this little back room. First time and only time in my life I've ever been surprised ever. My entire staff.
From Yes to the Dress?
No, from my store at
Oh,
the time.
yeah,
And plus a few of the designers that we deal with closely, and my mom, and a couple of
What was it,
really
like a
close
birthday
friends.
party?
They threw me a surprise bridal shower.
Oh, nice.
And it wasn't like my shower; it was like a work shower.
Nice.
And it was decorated so pretty, and it was this whole.
such a nice guy, that
And
guy.
and
Oh, is he? Yeah.
I felt
I've never
like
set foot in
such
there.
an asshole.
Asshole.
So that was how your husband was getting.
That's
you
how
there.
he got me there. I'm like,
Nice.
you couldn't
No,
think
that
of
was
something
nice.
better
It's
than
gay,
these
but it was
assholes
nice.
I don't like and other friends I don't know to the Chinese place
But
in
that's what
Wanta.
throws them off. That's
You
the
could
whole
have just
point.
been like, I heard that there's this amazing Chinese. You say Chinese food
I'm
to me,
going.
I'm fucking
Right.
in. I love it. I love all Asians. My favorite kind of food.
Best.
That and Middle Eastern, I'm happy.
Middle
No
Eastern.
offense to the Italian.
No,
It's
no.
my third favorite.
Well, it's
but
Middle
I know,
Eastern is.
but I love. Like, have you been to Tavlin?
What are you kidding me?
Oh.
I stick my dick in the fucking.
I
olive oil.
love me too.
What are you?
I do.
You stick your
I
dick
stick
in
my
there?
dick in the olive jar.
That place is.
Oh my God, they have
All my
The best
fantasies are
falafel.
done.
Oh, they have they have
Everything.
fresh. They have French feta, which is the best in the
best.
world. They are.
I haven't heard a word since you said you stick
They
your dick
are
in it.
They are French, or they're Middle Eastern Russian. They're Jewish.
They're- yes,
Jewish,
they're-
but they're like French Jews.
Yes, they're from.
The
yes,
stuff
there's
they
such
have,
a thing?
They do platters of like baklava, and
Delicious.
they do all these platters of olives and cheese, and then
It
they do the
is
hummus and the moussaka, and they
delicious.
do. Oh my God! And the olives from that place, and the cheese pies.
the cheese pies,
Oh
the
my God.
spanakopita, the falafels.
Right near the
are-
brokerage. It's literally
really?
you could
It's
walk
across the
there.
street.
Across the street from the brokerage.
Oh
But it's
yeah,
a-
yeah. I know what you're talking
Donuts.
about. Yep, I
Been
know
there
exactly what you're
forever.
talking about. Yes.
And
And-
they're closed for all the Jewish
Yes.
holidays. They're
And you know what
pretty
they do?
religious.
You know
and
what they
their
do on
food is so
Passover?
good.
Right before they close, they give the like if you're in there shopping, they'll give you all. They'll take this.
Because they don't want it to go bad.
Right, because they're going to close for Passover.
right.
They actually go to Israel, I believe.
Oh wow.
When it's Passover.
Yeah, my father was a big fan of that place.
That
He's
place
like,
is
oh,
delicious.
Rosie,
You
you
should
got to
try
come over
that,
to this
Tony.
place. You got to taste the hummus at
So you
this
know what
place.
people think? Oh, it's not Jew. It's Mediterranean.
Mediterranean is my favorite.
Mediterranean.
That
It's
nation.
delicious.
But all Anthony had to say was, "Oh my God, this place! I heard this place is the best, like fucking dumplings or like hot and sour soup. I'm in."
Before we
Take me.
go, I wanted to say I met Vicky last week when I went to Syracuse. You know Vicky?
Oh, wait a minute.
Yes.
Vicky, who watches the show, who lives in Rochester.
What?
And she heard. Yes, she. We went.
Oh, wait a minute
I
now.
went up to Syracuse last week to do a Wounded Warrior thing.
I remember
That's
that.
the other Grimm.
That's Vicky Remical Grimm.
And I didn't know that she worked with
I
you.
volunteered her to get one of your massages on the show.
We met, we had dinner, and it was a nice time.
This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Did you give her a massage?
No.
I love this story so much.
Wait a minute. How did
It's
this?
a
Because
mitzvah.
she heard.
The show is a mitzvah.
She heard that I was going to Syracuse,
Yeah.
and then she. What she did?
I don't think she's watching that. I haven't seen her name.
DM me on the what do you call it? On the Facebook.
Not the Facebook.
On
What are you
the
from the
Facebook.
movie?
What?
Just say socials or
All right,
Facebook.
whatever.
On the Facebook.
On the Facebook.
She said, "What are you going to sit?" I says, "I have to. I'm doing something with the Wounded Warriors. We're doing a hike, like a hiking thing, which we didn't do because it rained the whole time I was up there.
Good.
And I left.
Who doesn't like a rainy day?
Apparently, Vicky loves them.
I'm
So
kidding.
we had
It's,
we
you know,
ate
that
at.
means they're-
I know,
Okay,
So we went to the mall there, the Syracuse. I guess the Syracuse Mall. I guess I don't know what the
Got
fuck it is.
me. I've been there once, and I'm never going back. I hated it.
Place was nothing there.
There's nothing there.
Where, Syracuse?
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, but the Finger Lakes are right there. It's beautiful
how
in the
far the
fall
Finger
or the
Lakes- I'm sure it is.
spring.
I'm not
They have a lot
doubting
of
it.
vineyards.
I'm not doubting it, but I was supposed to go hiking,
and you didn't,
and we didn't because I wound up coming home
because the weather sucks
It rained
so badly.
But you stopped for a visit with
She
Vicky.
met me. She said, I'm like an hour away. I'll come and meet you." And we went to in the mall. There was a Johnny Rockets, and that's where we had dinner. And very nice.
I love Johnny Rockets.
I love it
Yeah.
too. I had it at the airport when I was in Cancun.
So we had a nice dinner, and that was it.
Oh,
I
very
won't say
nice.
dinner, but we had.
She's
Johnny
a lot of
Rocket.
fun. Vicky's
Very
a lot of fun.
funny.
Yes,
very funny.
Yep.
This is fantastic.
I know.
I didn't know that she worked. I didn't know that she
He
worked.
gave
with
her a
you.
massage. Yeah,
Come on.
You,
No, I didn't.
You didn't know that she worked with me?
She said she did the
She
comedy
did.
shows.
She did
yeah.
one of the murder mysteries
Yeah,
with
she
me
told me that. Yeah.
about a month and a half ago. Yeah, in Boston.
Nice.
It was her debut with us.
Nice.
Yeah, and she did. Yeah, she did a great job.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I've known Vicky. Almost probably about 40 years. I've known Vicky.
Oh wow, that long.
Oh yeah, we went to high school together.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Ah,
Okay.
she's originally a Long
From
Island.
Long
She's
Island.
a
Yeah, she said
Hicksvillian.
that. I did not know
Yeah.
that you went to high school. I thought you met her through this. That's what I thought.
Vicky disputes this whole thing. I say that we knew each other in high school. She claims we didn't.
Okay.
But I definitely remember her. She actually doubts me. She said, "No, you don't remember me." I was like, "I do." Anyway, but we've crossed paths through the years at various Hicksville-related functions, and we've become friendly. Yeah,
beautiful. Yeah,
she's
nice.
great.
Very
nice. Yeah,
Yes.
and
Funny.
she's been in here a few times.
Okay,
and
nice.
She got picked on. She came in here once with was it blue hair or pink hair, or maybe it was a mixture.
I think she had.
And Fat Jay had a field day. He was in here too. And he had a field day.
Yeah, she had. I'm going to say maybe green hair. Not even sure.
Probably,
but very short.
Yes, she has at times. She's at times had the same haircut as us. Yeah. She's nuts.
So.
Yeah. Wow.
I still don't know why I brought up the fact that the Spanish language is consistent throughout the world, but I will figure that out and I will write it down.
And then you can find out tonight at the Giggle Room what she was talking about.
Yes.
Because tonight, June 20th, right there in the Giggle Room, 6 o'clock, doors open, 8 o'clock show. John Pater headlining. Your host is Pat Dunn.
Yes.
Rosie Fiumara. Who else? Frankie Fiala, Danny
She's a young girl.
Calabrese.
She's funny.
Peter Anthony and John. How do you say your nephew?
Antitomaso.
Antitomaso. John Antitomaso.
Who was on the main stage last night, and
Big
Johnny.
Oh, on the main stage.
Johnny Drama, right?
Very nice.
That's what he calls.
That's what he called. He is so adorable, and he's so funny, and I'm so rooting for him because he's just such a nice guy.
He wants to make it so.
But not like a nice guy that you like this Mama Luke.
No, he's genuine.
Ugh. He's like a cool nice
But his
guy.
whole his whole family's like that.
Is he doing the laugh off?
No, I am though.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, the 29th is my show.
The 29th. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the brokerage or here?
At the brokerage.
The brokerage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I hope you knock that shit right out of the park.
Me too.
Actually, Gracie's doing it the same night as me.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's when next
Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Is it the brokerage?
Yeah.
Next Sunday.
Yeah, I want to try and get there.
I would love to go see.
And I want to see Carrie before I do that.
Could you please remind me?
Yes, I want to see Carrie. Hopefully, I could get with her. I hope
Call
she's
her
not.
today.
I just feel bad.
Just call her.
She doesn't live here
Listen,
anymore.
It was her aunt that
So-
passed away.
Oh,
She was
yes,
up
I
here
know,
for
I
the
know.
services. Just
Right.
call her. Worst case she could say is, "I'm not ready," but she's not going to be like a dick about it.
No,
No,
I
right.
don't. I'm not getting that at all. I feel bad because she had her aunt, and when we spoke on the phone, I could see it, hear it in her voice that she was upset. And
Of
I
course.
said, Carrie, please, I'm so sorry. I'll call me when you're ready. I said to her. She goes, no, I want to. Let's talk because I want to divert my mind from.
For her to say that to you, that's huge. Because Carrie, I know
Yeah.
Carrie has turned people down.
Yeah.
She's.
I felt honored because I know all about her.
Right.
I just never met her.
Right.
And I know she's helped Johnny. I know she's helped a lot of people, and I want her to help me.
Right.
I
Get in touch with her soon. Yeah, because again,
Yeah,
she
I'm
doesn't live here anymore, so you
I
got to
didn't know
find out her
that.
schedule. Maybe then schedule a phone call or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, she's down in North or South Carolina now.
Okay.
She still makes her way up here a lot,
Yeah.
but yeah, she's down there now. Who better to help you out? Really?
Yeah, no, I mean
that's great.
And like Rosie said, I know there's things that I'm not. I mean, I could be naturally funny. I understand that, but I know. Like I'm doing my shit tonight. I don't know.
Yeah, no, but like I've
you
been
know.
lucky. I have like a lot of help. Like Eric has been so helpful to me, and like he'll say to me after a show, like, "You were asking questions again." He's like, "You have to stop with the Pearl Jam." He's like, "It's what are we doing here? Why are we
Right.
singing? Why are we asking a
Yeah.
question? Just say the words. Say the words and mean them. If
you-
you don't say the words and mean them, they're not going to believe you."
Yep, that's
and
right.
he has said that to me so much that like
No
last
matter
night
how
he
bad
came
a
up to
joke
me.
is, sell it.
Last night
Yep.
he came up to me. He was like, "You're getting it.
Nice.
You're getting
Well, I could tell you from the first time I saw you, and I didn't really know you at all, and then seeing you now and knowing you.
I'm
Mark-
trying. I'm
no,
trying.
Rosie,
Thank you. I'm
I'll
trying.
tell you right now, though, for that laugh off, don't be late getting there.
Yeah.
Whatever time they tell you to be there,
Don't go over time.
and
Yeah,
don't go over
it's
time.
5 minutes.
That's
Don't-
exactly what I
and
was
don't
going to
put
say.
your hands in your pocket if you have them. Apparently, they deducted points
Really?
from Danny because he put his hand in his pocket.
Really?
I don't think
Really?
I do that, but let me
'Cause
know.
you
They are. They're very.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
very strict
Really?
with
You
the
put your hand
rules.
in your pocket?
Yeah, they're about presentation is
Yeah,
part
yeah.
of their
Okay.
criteria.
All right. Well, that
Yep.
actually then makes a little
All
bit
right.
more
Right.
sense.
Don't walk around too much. Make sure you take that mic and put the stand off to the side.
yeah.
All that. All that
Right.
usual stuff. Make
Yeah.
sure it's all done. But yeah, I know
That's
a guy.
where the class kind of helps.
Yes.
Is they're like,
Yes.
You need to put the mic here.
Yes.
It's not that they're writing your jokes for you or
Yeah,
they're,
yeah.
Right.
they're teaching you like etiquette
Yes.
and
Yes.
they're teaching you like even last night after I was up there, James, I sat down with James and he said to me, I'm not, believe it or not, that big a comedy fan. And I think it's so funny. He said that to me a few times.
Yep.
He's like, I listen for the laughs. That's all I care about. I don't know if you're really funny because I don't really find too many people funny. I like listening to the laughs, the owner.
Oh.
And he's like, you got a lot of laughs and you're doing,
Now, how did this
you're doing
come about
better.
last night?
They called me and asked me if I wanted a
Okay.
spot.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
Once in a while, Andrea will reach out to me.
It's a great feeling when to get the call from them.
It is.
Andrea's
It's nice.
wife?
It's
Now,
nice.
how do I get to
no,
do it? I just
Andrea's
gotta
not
hang-
his
I gotta
wife.
hang
Laura
out
is
here?
his
You
wife.
gotta hang out
Andrea is like she runs the whole shit out of this place.
Who's
She's
that?
incredible. She's tiny.
The girl
She
behind
runs
not the girl
around.
behind
No,
the bar,
his
no.
that's her daughter actually. But she runs around when she's working. Man, she is just. And then it's so funny. She takes off the black shirt, not in front of you, but she'll change into like you'll see, and she's
beautiful.
she glams up.
Yeah.
So
Like
how do
when
I get-
she's
so
running
how do I get
around,
to
you
do
like
it?
almost don't notice her.
Right.
She's like.
She's all business,
She's
baby.
like down
Yeah.
like this and she's walking around. But then
Yep.
it's like you see her at the Christmas party and I was like,
Yeah.
I did like I said, oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, and you could see where how like the beauty like her daughters have. And
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh my God, there it is. And she cleans up so nicely.
Oh, yeah.
So pretty.
That's his wife takes the tickets?
Yes.
Yes.
You're not talking about her?
No,
that's
no.
Laura.
Okay. Cause
No, Andrea's just the woman who works here, but she
I had to
runs
see
it.
it.
Everybody like it's like she runs around
Ask
like
anybody.
she's like she
Who's
runs
Andrea?
around
They'll
like
point
I
out.
don't
See
mean
it,
it
right?
in
Oh,
any other
yeah.
derogatory. She runs around like she's just like a server in
Right.
the place.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, she like
I tell you, I got
has eyes and ears on everything. Like,
everybody who
she's
works
got
in
it.
this place, these servers,
They're so
they're
hardworking.
freaking amazing. These kids, I tell them all the time. I call them kids. I know they're not kids, but I say, this is the hardest working bunch of people I've
and
ever
they're-
seen.
and the girls are so nice. The
Yes.
waitresses.
And I always say too, they're treated well too because there's hardly ever turnover here.
They're all
It's
same
the same
people.
people.
And when they leave, they're like, "Good night, James."
Right.
Bye.
Yeah,
They're
they all-
they're
you just- I
exhausted.
love-
It's late, and
a
they're
lot.
sweet.
Most of these guys who were here at the time of COVID during the shutdown, they were paid. They were taken
Really?
care of.
They used to go, James to me.
James is the ultimate.
Yes.
It doesn't get any better than that man, really.
No, I see the way he is, and
Yep.
He told me I have to stop holding the mic. The cord.
I do that too.
Oh
He
yeah,
said
yeah,
to me, Rose,
Yep.
it's so distracting. That's all I
Yes.
was watching last
That's
night.
right.
too.
I'm like, oh, but I appreciate that.
Nick Greystone.
I do that too.
I appreciate
Hey,
that.
Mr. Walker, how you doing?
Doing all right. How about yourself today?
I'm doing good, dude. It's hot.
It's really hot, and
Is
it's
it? It
and
was
it's
so-
going to get worse.
Yeah, but it was so beautiful.
I think
I'm
it's
hearing that, dude. It's gonna
Tuesday
be
is supposed to be
like,
100. They actually said the number 100 on
summertime.
Tuesday. Yeah.
Oof.
I'm
So
okay with that.
You be careful out there in that heat.
Just
What-
don't
who's
rain.
this?
Oh, yeah, no
Stop with
problem,
this
bro.
Cloudy
So-
shit.
I'm gonna do it.
So this is Nick Greystone. He hosts a show on here 2 Thursdays a month called Primal Scream.
Nice.
You remember the movie Better Off Dead?
Of course.
Yes.
What is it, July 10th?
Yes, it is, sir.
July 10th, he's interviewing the girl who played the French foreign exchange student.
Oh, nice.
Diane Franklin.
Diane Franklin.
Nice.
She was a cutie in that movie, and she still looks really good. 40 years later.
Yeah,
she
I'm
still
very
looks great.
excited.
Yeah, looking forward to that one.
Beautiful.
And then this week I'm interviewing Tim Williams from VOD, Vision of Disorder, Long Island hardcore band. It's been around for like 20 years.
That's a complete
So,
foreign language to the people in the studio today.
Yeah.
Well,
No, the international language of love.
I'm not into that Primal Scream stuff, but I do love Rival Sons. You ever hear Rival Sons?
Yeah, Rival Sons is sick.
Awesome band.
Really?
It's a I don't say
He
reincarnation.
surprises me every show.
Yes, he does.
Led Zeppelin, they
Now we're talking.
remind you a lot of Led Zeppelin, but this band, I don't know. This is why I can't listen to radio anymore because I'm still listening to the same shit when I was
Me
in high school.
too.
Like,
Yeah, sure.
But Rival Sons, Dirty Honey, there's some.
Oh,
freaking-
I saw Dirty Honey.
Yeah.
Those guys are amazing.
some awesome. I don't know why.
Well,
these
you know
people-
what? If it was up to radio today, rock would be dead,
Yeah.
and they should go outside their box, rather than play the same fucking 10 Led
Exactly.
Zeppelin songs,
Exactly.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you know,
I like going in the
5
box.
I have to
AC/DC
use the
songs.
restroom, everybody.
you know what it is too, Greg? Like
I tried.
Like
I
remember
tried.
LIR back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
They were the ones like,
Yeah.
oh, we're gonna play this
Stuff you never heard
U2
before.
and stuff like that nobody was like
Red Hot
and-
Chili Peppers?
Yeah, that nobody was listening to. Like NEW, BA. It's just ridiculous that they play that crap.
Now, yeah, they were the station to listen to back then.
Right.
Now, it's unbearable.
You
Now.
can, like you said, it's the same fucking 12 Led Zeppelin
Yep.
songs. It's And Led Zeppelin's got a catalog. I mean, to me, that's my band. That's the ultimate band.
Yeah.
But all these bands, they got a catalog of music. Like, how many times are going to hear
But
Hey
they won't.
Jude on the radio?
Right. Or
You know,
the same
dude.
3 Leonard Skinner songs.
Yeah, like
enough already. man.
Leonard Skinner's another. Like, they got songs that like.
Right.
And I understand you can't play an 8-minute song, but
so what?
You know, it's just I don't know.
But play a different one. Just a different one.
I'm so glad when I
Take
talk
a
about
chance. You know what it
Exactly.
is? It's the program directors
Yes.
that won't let them go outside. you know?
But let me ask you something, Greg. Are you? Is it really? I'm sorry, Nick. Is it really? It's Greystone. That's why I say.
Oh, yeah.
Is it really? You can't tell me that people. Are there enough people listening still? Like to me, I picture like the white trash person from Mastic listening to BAB and those. Roger and JP and thinking it's funny and thinking like, all right, and we got the Dead Man in the Envelope. Like, who the fuck? This ain't North Carolina radio.
Right.
This is New
Yeah,
York.
no.
Like, play the fucking records that, like you said, Rival Sons or whoever. Like, you know.
Right.
Radio is not what it was, dude. You know what? People listen to what they want, and it's kind of like they'll listen to like their serious shit, rock on their channel. But like, as far as like, you know, how it was back in the day with all the rival, you know, radio stations go against each other,
Right.
the viewership definitely, I mean, the listening ship definitely has to be down.
Yeah.
You can't tell me.
I mean, they survived all these years, so they must have some kind of listeners. But yeah, it's definitely not. You know, it's definitely way past its prime, without a doubt.
Every couple of months though, the wire hanger that was an antenna bends in one house, so they lose one person here and there. So you know, and definitely out in Mastic, it's starting to get a little rusty out there. So
Yeah, and you know how bad BAB is that Roger and JP is doing like every show on there.
Yes,
and then other than maybe who's
Them
that guy?
and Joe Rock.
Joe Rock. After that, it's a tape. This is some kid from college. He's putting in a tape or whatever you call it
Yeah.
today.
Oh, yeah,
file.
sure.
Yeah, and they're putting it in and they're playing records.
A tape?
Yes.
I love you. Do you just take your pencil and like?
No, what did why did she make a file? What do you call it?
A file or
Whatever.
download.
But you know what I'm. But you see,
Tape. Look, I gotta put
no, I'm saying they close the studio
Yes.
after 3:00 in the afternoon or whatever time Joe Rock leaves, and like they act like the person calling in. Yeah, what do you want to hear, Mary
Right.
from Mystic or whatever? And she, yeah, I want to hear Bad Company, and
a lot
the
of
song's
that-
chewed up already.
And a lot of that is even set
Oh, you
up.
know,
Yes, it's
you
also-
want to
of
hear
course.
Bad Company by Bad Company? No
Yeah, yeah.
problem. We have that. We
right,
have
yeah,
that. That's
we
up
just
next
happen to be
the next-
playing that the next fucking 2 minutes. How did you know, Mary from fucking Mastic? You fucking whore. Fucking smoking a fucking weed on a broken down fucking wooden porch.
With the mobile home.
couch.
Corn type pipe.
Right, with the fucking
corn
tire
type
swing in the
pipe.
yard.
Right,
Yeah.
right, with the pipe, yes.
What a shame. Fucking, this is how sad it is that we live on Long Island, but yeah, we're making fun of somebody for fucking Mastic.
Well, that's the place
Right.
to make fun of.
Like I'm so much better than them.
Right, exactly. I'm the biggest white trash going. What a shame.
Well, Nick is hanging out outside a serial killer's house.
He's over there by, what's his name, Human?
Yeah.
What's his name?
He's in the new documentary.
Right.
You can see him.
Oh, come on.
I
Are you
swear to you.
really?
Yeah.
That poor guy.
Episode
How did-
3.
Episode 3. There's a big close up of Nick talking to the press. Yeah.
How did that guy's
Mike-
wife not know?
Oh,
You ever see all the houses on that
You know
block?
what, man? Like
And then his?
he was doing it on the other side of his mansion over there that he was living in.
Oh, that's crazy.
Like she didn't know.
Maybe she just thought he was cheating. She was in denial. That's what his time away was. And
But
she
you
didn't
look
wanna
at
face
that
it.
house, though.
ahead.
Dealing with narcissists. You know what? When a narcissist fucks off and they're out of your face, you don't give a fuck what they're doing. So it's kind of like probably that's what he was, and she
Right.
was like, "Oh, you know what? He's not home. If he's out fucking killing people, I don't give a
Right,
fuck.
right, I don't care.
Yeah.
He's killing
He's not bothering
me.
me.
He's not killing me. I don't have to feed the fat fuck.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Man, I'm such a dick.
Yeah. What a shit. What a fuck. How did the whole block is like all these fucking homes and then
Beautiful
his
homes.
and his fucking his fucking house that was built in 1937 still there.
Oh,
With-
God,
with
it
no
was
updates.
Terrible.
Right.
It's an eyesore.
It
So
was-
they're
it
going to
was-
knock down shit down, and they're going
It's
to
a
put
shame.
another mansion over there. What they need?
Yeah, right. Some
Yes.
guy, some builder's gonna buy the plot for $150,000 and put a
Right.
$2 million home on it.
that's it. And he'll get it.
And look at Levittown. I'm not putting Levittown down. How the fuck houses are going for $1 million in Levittown?
It's insane.
Oh yeah, well that's the same thing. You see a dilapidated fucking shanty shit house,
Right.
And then next door is like a fucking brick mansion.
Right.
You're like, okay, this works.
Yeah. Guy builds a fucking guy. You had a Levitt home guy. Now you fucking you put up these fucking chandeliers, the big window with the chandelier hanging. Where the fuck are you living?
Yeah, but he had that.
No, not him. No. So you go to like anywhere. You go to Levittown. I'm not putting Levittown down. Even in my neighborhood, they built this house around the corner from me, right, with this fucking big, huge window, right, and there's a fucking chandelier. What the fuck?
Is that the one by the Parkway?
No, it's on I think Larch Street.
Oh, okay.
Right,
Yeah.
but I'm saying
Yeah.
you knocked down. It was like dilapidated freaking house that was the original homes. And then the builder builds this thing with, and then there's this big, and the people are like, where did you
you're
fucking
not a
get this?
fucking
Where did you,
millionaire.
right, guy, you live in Wantor, guy. Right. You don't fucking live like I don't even know where.
Right.
Mutton Town.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not even buying $1 million house in Mutton. If I'm buying $1 million home, it's on a water
Yes.
in the tropics somewhere where nobody's around me.
Yeah, and you'll get so much more. You get a whole fucking island.
No, without a doubt. I want to go to I want to go to Thailand. and
Here,
get those-
it's like $850,000 for like a starter home in Amityville or
Right.
Farmingdale. It's
yeah.
out of control.
It's ridiculous.
Crazy. All right, so Nick, we got this. So that's this Thursday at a special time, 6:00, right?
What happened?
Yes, a little bit earlier.
Why
and
could-
then 7:10 is the next one. And then I just locked in 8:24, but I'm going to be before that with something else. But hopefully you're in the studio that night.
All
I
right.
don't think Tony leaves here.
Yeah.
I swear to God, that TV over there is a Murphy bed. It's never on. It's
I
like
think
pulsing out.
8:24. I think 8:24.
He'll be here
I think
tonight,
that's
right?
okay.
See,
I'll
there's a
get back
hook
to you on
over
that.
there.
I'll get back to you.
He hangs his leg on the hook and he sleeps in the
He
fucking
sleeps
Murphy
there.
bed.
Puts the fucking leg out.
That's it.
Lets
He hopes
the
there's
knee-
not a
let the
fire. How the
stuff
fuck you
fucking
get out of the
breathe?
house when there's a
that
fire
what
and
you
you
do?
don't have
I
a
hop.
leg?
I hop.
He could probably hop faster than me on his leg than I could fucking run.
I do hop pretty
Probably.
well.
You gotta
Nick,
see his swagger walking
Nick-
through the big room.
I ain't fucking down him.
Nick, we'll see you Thursday, buddy. Thanks for checking
Wait,
in.
you're going to be
All
here
right,
tonight.
take care, guys.
See you,
Take it
brother.
easy, Nick.
Good night. I mean, bye. I mean,
Good
it's
night.
morning.
That works.
Tony will be here tonight. when we get
12:39.
here.
Will you be
Tonight? Actually,
Yeah.
no, I don't think I will be
Come
here
on,
tonight.
don't bullshit me.
Tonight I have a PAL thing.
What do you got? They're playing games or something?
Yeah, there's actually
Where
a
they playing?
actually it's our basketball program, and there's a youth group from St. Francis coming.
Oh,
in.
really?
You know the Von Runnins?
No.
I know
Alright.
the Von Traps.
No, this is the
So
Von Runnins.
long, farewell.
that's the family?
Avita, say
Well, that's
goodnight.
Brendan Van Runnen runs this youth group, and they
Oh, okay.
they come in and
And
they play
all-
basketball
that's all
against our
disabled
special
kids?
needs team.
It's all disabled kids. Or
No,
is it
no, no.
like-
Well, that the PAL, but he runs a youth group with.
But it's all
Just
different
everybody.
ages and
Yeah.
all different abilities.
So you want to hear my take on disabilities? People with I'm talking about physical disabilities.
Okay.
Not mental. So here's
right.
my take.
Yeah.
Right. If you were born, say with no arm,
Okay.
and you could tie your shoes, and you could eat, and you could play the fucking guitar, you ain't disabled because you were born that way.
Well, you have
Hold on.
disadvantages.
Hold on a second. No way. Here's what I'm not.
Right.
I'm not
You don't
hold
miss
on a
something you never had.
Right. So if you're born that way,
Okay.
and now you have no other fucking way to tie your shoe but with one fucking hand in your teeth and play the fucking guitar with your feet, that's not, to me, that's not like a disability. Because you're born. Jim Abbott, who was born with no hand,
Threw a no-hitter.
pitched a fucking no-hitter in the major leagues. Now, if you lost your hand 2 weeks before that and then switched your fucking glove and threw a no-hitter, now I'm amazed.
Right.
But if you're born, and I'm not taking nothing away, because you ask that same person who was born that way, they don't consider themselves a disabled person. Like you don't consider. I don't think. I'm not putting words in your mouth.
I mean, I try not to, but
No.
but yeah, there are certain
But he
times.
wasn't born like that.
No, I understand
I'm
that, but
20 years.
No, I understand that. So now, when you used to having something, a leg and arm, and now you don't have it, that's got to be the hardest thing
Yeah.
to cope with.
It sucks.
Right? But if you're, again, I'm not putting it down. Please don't. I don't want
I know
people
what
to
you
think,
mean. No. I know what you mean. You're
But-
saying that for them, it's so who they are and so normal
Yeah,
that
right.
they don't know any
They
other
don't
way.
even
That they
realize
don't
it.
even see it as a disability. They see it as just the reality and who they
Right.
are, and they do everything anyway.
Like, God forbid, if I lost my arm tomorrow, I'd just shoot myself. Because I don't know. I don't know what I would do. But like, I'll tell you a story.
I mean, it is. It's a big adjustment.
Yeah, no, without a
but
doubt.
you figure it out, and no, don't shoot yourself. Well, you can't because you don't have your right hand to do
I
it.
won't have to
with.
do it. So what happened was, I don't want to get too. When I was my last deployment in Iraq. So anyway, one of the guys I was with, he lost his leg.
Okay.
And I
must be related to him.
We were in Walter Reed together, and when I had left Walter Reed, he was still there, and I'm saying to myself, this kid ain't gonna make it. Like, I'm saying mentally, I'm saying to myself.
Yeah.
So I said, I got to go back and see him. Like, I'm home, I'm dealing with stupid shit, and then I went to see him, and he's still at Walter Reed. What a 160. When I left him, didn't want to know anything. What an amazing job they did at Walter Reed, all the people there. Now I go see him about 4 or 5 months later, and he's talking about, Sarge, I'm going to run the marathon. I'm going to do this. I'm like, there must be people like you that go to these places and say, hey, your life ain't over.
I do that.
You know,
yeah,
your life
I
ain't
do
over.
that.
You could, you're still going to be able to play basketball, or you're still, you're still going, and especially with prosthetics today, how amazing they came.
The technology
from,
is crazy.
Like, there's a kid that served in Afghanistan. He's on the Suffolk County Police Department. He's the first kid, lost his leg in Afghanistan.
Yes.
I forget his name, and
I've heard about him. Yeah.
And he made the Suffolk County. He passed the physical test, and he passed the academy, and he's a Suffolk County police officer.
Yeah.
With one, he has one leg. He has a prosthetic on his.
There are
other leg.
guys with prosthetic legs going back
Yes.
to the Middle East.
Oh, yeah.
with the military.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
No, I'm saying, like, so.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound cruel about a person born. We know it's a disability that they don't have an arm or whatever. I think
they have an advantage compared to people who lose a limb later.
Right.
But I would still label them disabled. But
no.
They have an advantage because they didn't have to relearn.
Yeah,
I had to relearn to walk, for crying out loud. Which
Oh my God,
was
that's
I
crazy.
couldn't even imagine. I can't even.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I cannot even imagine that.
And I'm not. Believe me, I don't want to sound like some cruel fucking
No,
idiot.
I hear you.
I mean,
you're not. You're just talking.
I just
Right.
feel like if. Listen, I'll never forget it. Like when I was a kid, there was this guy who worked at the gas station. He had my father.
The hook?
Not the hook. He just had the stump. But the guy he's fucking counting money.
Yeah, right.
Like, I don't know, like, and I was, as a 10-year-old kid, I'm like, holy shit, look at Carl from the fucking gas station. The guy has no hand, and I used to, and my father said, stop staring at him. But I was staring at him because, like, how's this fucking guy doing it?
It's
he's
amazing.
Pumping the gas, he's fucking wiping my father's fucking windshield.
There was a guy that was very popular that worked at the Costco by us in Oceanside, and he was born with, like, I probably was thalidomide, and he was born with, like, just like a little stump here. That was it. And he would be the guy that, like, he would put the hand that didn't.
Yeah.
And he would go like this, with the receipt. They check it when you leave, he'd do this. So my son, when he was little, I'd have him in the cart, and he was like.
Right. He's like, what the fuck?
So and one day he was like, oh, hello. And he started asking him, oh, you only have one hand. You only have one arm, whatever. So I said to the guy, I'm sorry. He's curious. And he goes, listen, I'm so used to this. I was born like this.
Yeah, right.
He goes, I don't mind especially when children
Yeah.
are inquisitive, because I understand it's unusual for them. What I think is weird is when adults do it to me.
Right.
And they're so weird about it.
Stupid.
That's
they
the
say
part when they're weird. If anybody
shit.
wants to just have a normal conversation, so what happened there? You're everything all right?
Yeah.
How do you?
And
How's it work? Fine, I'll talk about it all day.
Attack, I make a joke.
Right.
And so I said to
I
Cole,
say that
and he
all the
did this
time.
a couple of times. And finally I said, Cole, you have to stop. You have to stop
But
with
he's
that.
He was a 10-year-old.
He was little. He was little.
No,
He was
but they're
little.
inquisitive.
Yeah,
Kids are so
but I
they
said to
want to
him-
know.
And it's coming from a good place.
I told him, I said,
He's being honest.
he's
Right.
regular like anybody else. So you have to treat him that way. So let's not talk about it every time we see him when we leave.
Yeah.
Let's just say hello. Don't talk about what's going on. Okay. We go to Costco. We're leaving. Everything. We're literally, and I see him trying not to say something.
Right.
And all of a sudden, the guy came over and he does a little smiley face for him on the receipt, and he hands it to him, and he goes, "Magic hand."
But see, he's knowing that the kid is coming from a real place, asking
Right.
him the question.
Right.
Like
That we would do that in Wanta when my son was at Wanta L. Here comes robot. Here comes robot leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. There's Zach's dad, robot leg.
Right.
But really, of all things, he says magic hand.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, because
Fucking, what are you talking about, magic hand? And the guy started laughing. I looked at Cole. I was like, said nothing.
but in his mind, he wasn't saying anything wrong. He
No,
was,
he wasn't.
He was mesmerized in a good way. And
Yes.
That it was magical, that
So,
he could
right.
still do
And
all
he's
this
learning.
in his way,
Right.
but just magic
I
hand.
want to tell you about adults. So there's in Ozone Park we had. Well, nobody knows this kid Richie. He has a disability, and he has. I guess it's a birthmark on his face.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's a but anyway, now he's about 27 years old, but he's starting to lose his eyesight. So this was a few weeks ago and he hangs out at the deli because he lives down a block and everybody treats him like just anybody else, right? So this guy comes by. He's one of the customers in the deli, and he comes outside because we have the chairs and the tables, and he sits down. He goes, "So what's up with your face?" He says to the kid,
Right.
He ain't a kid. He's 12. I said, what kind of fucking question is that? How do you ask somebody?
That's so rude.
Like, you're a fucking grown man, I says, and you're asking the kid. I said, you know what happened to his face? I said, somebody asked a stupid question and his face got fucking mangled. He goes, what? I says, ask him a stupid question again. I says, and you're going to have worse face than him.
All right, but let me ask you this then. So you're just saying he should have worded it differently and a little
I
more
don't even
polite.
know. Why ask him?
Yeah, like, just,
Yeah, okay.
you know.
Why ask
guys,
him? Like, there's a time and place. Like, I don't know. Like, if you're sitting down with us and you know every day, like I know the kid Richie for 10 years. I never asked him once about his face.
Right. Okay.
I'm only assuming like because
Yeah.
we talk about the Yankees, we talk about the
Yeah.
fucking Jets, we talk about like there's nothing abnormal about him other than if you look at him physically.
Right.
I understand now he's like his mother. You know, she comes to the store all the time, and I feel bad for the mother too because the kid's gonna be living with her. He's starting
Both
to
eyes?
he's starting to lose his eyesight. He's probably I don't know when eventually, but he's probably gonna go blind. But he's just one of the kids from the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know? But for a guy, you know, we sit with the guy every day. The kid, we don't have to ask him about his fucking face.
That's why he loves sitting there.
Oh, everybody treats him normal. Like even in the park.
As it should.
There's an
Right.
older group of guys older than him, but younger than the older guys, and they play handball after work. And he goes there. Hey Rich, they send him to get not humiliating him.
Right.
To go back to the deli, get us some waters.
He's a part of things.
He's
that
a
way.
part of it.
Right.
Everybody makes him feel like you're just one of the crew. Nobody
Right.
like whether he's hanging out with the older guys or he's hanging out with those guys playing handball.
He probably sort of felt humiliated too, in the sense that it was in front of you guys. You know, maybe it would be different if it were just some curious asshole. But you know,
Well, there's no one being no
I can't
reason
stop
to-
eating this donut.
That's fine. Just Scott, my apologies. I didn't really get the comments today, but Scott says there's a stereotype that Italians talk too much. I'm glad this podcast disapproves that
Yeah,
claim. Because normally this show would have been over 20 minutes ago.
Oh, is that-
Read
shit.
more comments.
What's that? Read
Read
more
more
comments?
Look, Rosie's eating the cookies.
Oh my God, no! I'm eating this donut.
Is that the cream? The
No,
Boston cream?
no. I like I'm a purist with food a lot of ways. Like I like a plain pizza. This is as fancy a donut as I need. I didn't even need the icing. I'd have been okay with just the donut.
Scott says I rubbed olive oil and chicken parm all over my body just to get ready for the show today.
Nice. Chicken parm ain't Italian though. It's Italian
It's
American.
American.
Listen to this from Fremder.
Who's Frenda?
It's the
Andrew
corny one.
Fremder. He watches every
Oh,
day.
okay.
He's been watching for 7 years since I started this
He's
show.
the pun master.
But his comments are ridiculous. New York Asian food can be very expensive if you're eating at Ka-Ching's. So bad.
That's terrible.
See what I have to do.
So John Rusciello says that the video was getting all choppy again. Did anybody else see that?
My Anthony said you guys have terrible audio again today.
Audio? Not video, but audio.
I don't know. I'll read it again.
Anthony, who, your son? Or your
No, my son is Cole.
Cole.
And let me know, please, if anybody else, because I thought it was fixed. So please,
Your audio is terrible again.
audio.
That was at 11:27.
Well, that's the first time I'm hearing anything about the audio.
He tells me that every week.
That the audio was
But
bad.
I just chalked it up to the fact that you were having some problems.
We were having problems with the video, but I think it's fixed. All right.
I wish I had I really wish I could eat everything in that whole box.
I bet.
Take it home.
No.
What do you mean no?
No.
Tony got to get one of them jelly
No,
donuts.
no, I'm good.
Come on, Tony.
I had a Hershey bar already
I don't know
today.
what the fuck that means.
Nilda says, good morning, Tony and
Nilda.
Rosie. Good morning, Nilda.
What about me?
Nilda. Did you know
Nilda
that
or
Chris
Milda?
Roach has a Titi Nilda?
Yes, well, he brought it up on the show.
Oh, Nilda, her name. He has an aunt, Nilda?
And so do I.
You
Really?
and
Yes.
Roach
What's it
were a
short
lot
for?
of fun the other day.
Nilda. N-I-L-D-A.
Oh, okay.
That's
No,
her
I know.
name.
I thought maybe it was short for something else.
No. Well, it's funny because I have a woman that I work with. Her name is Leonilda. She's Italian. And
So-
they call her Leia.
We were talking about playing outside and everything, and in California. Growing up on the Mojave Desert,
wow,
you would open the front door, and the desert was the playground.
Yeah.
Our game was catching snakes and kangaroo rats.
Fort Ord, California.
Goodness gracious.
Ask her. Oh, she's not on. Fort Ord, California, and 29 Palms.
We had a game going. We had a game going to a dive bar with a gallon tea jar and a rattlesnake in
This
the
guy-
jar.
In California?
Yeah, we would charge the drinks $5 to keep their hand in the jar. When it's what? They would keep their hand in the jar for. They paid $5 to do that. And she says we got rich. I didn't really follow that. Wow. Drunks are big and bad until they took our challenge. Not one ever could keep their hand in the jar. Right. Natural reaction is to pull your hand back and fall over backwards off the bar stool.
What is happening in this?
Is this Nilda?
No.
No, that was Ann in California.
Ann.
Andrea's watching. Hey, wow. Andrea is watching. She's getting surgery today.
What happened, Andrea?
She's having issues with her foot. Hey, I'm laying on the operating table.
What the fuck? Watch
Stressed and ready for some fun drugs.
Nice.
So I'm tuning in to hear you guys all laughing. Andrea, who's probably under the knife by now, but we appreciate that.
Hopefully
Is that Andrea from the club?
No, this is Andrea. She's from Texas, actually.
Ah,
Texas.
Like,
And
Who
yeah,
the fuck
she's
is Tony's all over the country.
Oh, absolutely.
I love it.
She's wonderful, and Andrea, I hope it goes well. Hope you're all right.
Look at this, Tony.
I know. I
Look at
see
this
that.
fucking-
I see that.
You got no coot.
Well, I'll finish some comments and then we'll get out of here.
Yes, okay.
Everybody's wishing each other a good weekend. Scott, if we can take a moment of silence for the victims, I mean the audience.
Were we that bad?
I was told.
No, we're just talking. No, I think it's fun. And they're still watching, so that
That's
means we're good. Yeah.
Well, if anybody's in the area tonight, come down to the show.
Come down to the show.
Watch Rosie do her cat
That's right.
thing.
All right, and okay, yeah. So the big shows tonight in the Giggle
what
Room.
time would it be?
You can see Peter. You can see Rosie. She will not be on the phone. She'll be doing stand up, and she will make you laugh. That's tonight in the
She
Giggle
will
Room.
make you laugh, yes.
Also playing on a governor's stage this weekend. We got Governors in Levittown, the main stage in the Giggle Room. We got the Brokerage in Belmore, and we have McGuire's in Bohemia. Sam J is playing the main room tonight and tomorrow. Jeff Allen is playing the main room Sunday. You got Rosie and Peter and a bunch of other great comedians tonight in the Giggle Room. Tomorrow, Ann La Palma, the all-inclusive comedy show celebrating Pride with Ali Walker, Mary Capone, Oscar Naden. That's Saturday in the Giggle Room. The round one of the Great Laugh-Off. Oh, that was last night, but it continues. The Brokerage tonight and tomorrow, Steve Schaefer. Tonight and tomorrow at McGuire's, Kevin Farley, Chris Farley's brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Also tomorrow night, The Late Show at McGuire's. Mike Delaquilla, Brian Paul, Jake Chapman, just to name a few. Go to govs.com. Check out the full schedule.
Thanks
Make
for
some
having me,
reservations.
guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, so and that's it for us today. Gov's Comedy Club podcast. Today at 8 o'clock. Go see Don Silla's. His show is tonight. Donversations. He's talking to Jack Adam, who's a great local comedian as well.
Oh, he was there last night.
Yeah, Jack's great. So and then that's it for the weekend. Coffee with the Dog Monday morning at 9. Our show on Monday at 11, comedian Megan Hanley will be here. She's fantastic. She's playing the Giggle Room one day next week. So one of my favorites. So I'm looking forward to that. All right. And that's everything. KnockEmDeadComedy.com. Code check that out.
weekend, everybody.
And yeah, have a great show tonight, gang.
Thank you, Tony.
And yeah, we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys again. All right. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Friday, and we'll see you guys later.